be coming up in a moment. And Steel should be joining us as well. So.
All right, what's your tag again?
Alpha Charlie Echo, Alpha Charlie Santa, 1, 2, 3.
All right, I got you.
Okay. So when you back in game, you hit escape. There's a small puzzle piece in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. Click on that for me. Scroll down to the very bottom, and you should see enhanced movement in green. I want you to click on keys, and you should see jump/climb says user action 1 next to it. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to cancel out of everything, and then we're going to click on configure, controls, and then up at the top where it says show and probably says common, you're going to scroll down in that menu until you get to custom controls. It should be 4 from the bottom.
Okay. So I got V and H already assigned.
V and H, you say?
Yeah.
That seems like it'd be tricky to use. Personally, I think you should use spacebar. I would replace use action 1 with spacebar, and I'd set your inventory to be I. So I would have you just change that to spacebar. Click on custom controls, go back to common. Inventory is the first option there. I'd change inventory to I for you. My recommendation.
It already is at I.
Okay, if someone had it, there's a space, so I'm not sure why. But you've went ahead then and you changed user action 1 to spacebar, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now walk up to this box and push spacebar. All right. Step 1 complete. Now here's the part everyone forgets to teach people is that you can also use enhanced movement to climb down. So in order to get down from here without breaking your ankles, walk to the edge and look down and press spacebar. Well done.
Easy breezy.
Enhanced movement section complete.
Booyah! Oops.
Did you? All right. Do you know how to adjust your voice? It's usually like control tab or control tilde to change your volume. I want you to switch to yelling. You can tell it's yelling because it'll have the man on the bottom. Yeah, you're sounding kind of quiet for me. Oh, you know what? I probably turned down my game. That's probably why that is. Let me check on that. Oh, actually, that should be a different volume. Whatever. Go ahead and say something.
How's that sound?
You still sound a little soft from my perspective. I'll just turn you up in TeamSpeak. We'll see if it's an issue for other people. If so, you'll just need to probably adjust your gain. Check your volume. Yeah, your volume's at the basic. I'm just going to turn you up a touch. See if anyone else has that problem with you, and then we'll go into TeamSpeak if necessary and turn your volume up a bit. So I notice, you notice in game that I should be like Corporal Spades or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You're showing up as Kalik right now, or Private Kalik.
Kyle K. Yeah.
Kyle
K. Yeah, Kyle. Yes, Kyle K.
If you want that to change, that's going to be an Arma. That's your Arma profile name. Okay. So whenever you jump in, you're going to want to like go up to your name in the main game and change that to match your in-unit game. Or well, actually, no, you're in. See, I thought I saw you in the TeamSpeak with the correct name.
Yeah, I named myself.
Yeah. So under bookmarks and TeamSpeak, if you go to manage bookmarks, you can see you can create a bookmark and you can actually create a nickname for yourself there. So you'll probably want to put that as being k.cap, or are you sticking to cap as your nickname?
I mean, that's just how it's always been. So, I mean, preferably.
I hear you. It's just a little funny me calling you Cap for me. That's funny.
Uh,
But you'll have you can save your nickname there, and it'll automatically apply it for TeamSpeak. But if you want it to show up correctly in game, you also need to change the Arma profile on that home screen of Arma. You know,
okay.
where you select
Yep.
multiplayer and all that stuff. So just try and get that sorted. Um, we're waiting because I expect Steel will be joining us in a moment. Because he said he was going to double check, make sure I didn't. Okay, so he'll be jumping on shortly, and I got to run him through the same stuff. So, okay, this gives us a good opportunity to go over something that's relative specific to you. We're going to go over explosives. Let me go ahead and grab a demo kit for myself.
So, as far as demo, what is it like? Breaching, blowing shit up,
Yep.
blowing vehicles up.
Well,
So
no,
like that. How do you
vehicles
guys
are.
breach? Do you guys stack up and like do an actual breach, or?
Well, we'll go over some of that stuff. That's more advanced than what we typically deal with. But your responsibility is you're carrying 3 demo charges, or actually breaching charges, I should say, and I have you carrying 8 demolition blocks. They are timed explosives, or they are triggered explosives. There are 2 triggering devices we typically use. The one that you have is a shorter range of the 2. It, I think, has like a 1500. Let's see, actually. Tori, what does it tell me? I'll need to check in the arsenal real quick. So this deployment, we have the shorter range clacker available. That's what you'll use to set off your explosives. We avoid using timers because stuff happens. But you have the M57 firing device on you. Its range is 250 meters. So you want to, if you have explosives laid out, that's the range you can set them off from. The other one has a 5,000 meter radius, so you're almost always going to be in range to set that one off. This deployment, we have a limited range, so keep that in mind. Come over to where I'm standing, and in your pack, if you put control windows, you'll see self actions. One of your options is explosives. Under explosives, you have the option to place an M112 demolition block or a breaching charge. You would place a breaching charge on a door that is locked that we cannot open, and that would allow us to, at your triggering, breach the door and enter a building that was locked away from us. The other things are useful for dropping enemy assets we need destroyed, such as radio towers and, well, this next coming mission, we're actually going to be ambushing a convoy. So we may be using those in the road to
Oh yeah.
target
Oh yeah.
heavy vehicles and kind of kick off the ambush. So we're gonna want to kind of try and go over that a little bit. Let's actually go ahead and do a little bit with that. First things first, I think hit Control
Maybe I
Caps
should
Lock
try
and you should
this.
see a radio pop up. Oh, did you put that on the ground?
Yeah. How do I pick that back up?
If
Can I or
you
no?
ace interact with it, you should be able to pick it up.
Okay. And then that's how I. All right. So that's how I set the firing device to check.
So let's go ahead and well, first let's get your radio out. I want you to double check it. I think you push Control Caps Lock. Is that correct?
It's Control P.
Control P? Okay, good.
Yep.
So you want to be on 41.3. You
Yep.
can click on there. Yeah, I believe I said it correctly for you, but but each time you go in the arsenal, it can mess that up. So be mindful of that. So you type in the number 41.3, and if you don't click that little button on there that says set frequency, it won't track. But now you should be able to hear me over radio. So if we get separated, you can talk to me.
Where do you see set freak on this?
It's actually enter. The
Okay,
key that's
yeah.
enter, if you hover it over it with your mouse, you'll see what it truly is.
Alright, yeah, I got
This is one of the more simple radios. It kind of looks like what you want it to do, but if you don't hover your mouse over the buttons, you won't see what they truly do. So go ahead and try communicating with me with the radio.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Roger.
Okay, so Steel's coming in.
Let's,
Let's
can I borrow this?
borrow what?
That Pelican thing?
Do you know how to fly?
No, fuck no.
Okay.
No,
Let's give Steel a minute to finish connecting, and
Is that a fire?
Is that a firing range over there?
it is. Well, actually, yeah, it's on the other side of those tiles.
I'm slinging some lead while he's getting ready.
Yeah, have fun. Figure out the shotgun. Yo, Steel, can you hear me? What's the deal, Steel?
This thing's firing rate sucks.
Yeah, it is powerful though when it hits stuff. You also have slugs. If you use your scroll wheel, you can change between ammunition types.
Nice.
All in all, no one's going to have their feelings hurt if you decide to go with the BR. In fact, it's the shotguns tends to be discouraged, but it is an option offered to demolition roles.
Is it, I mean, obviously if there's breaching charges, you probably wouldn't need the shotgun to breach, right?
I don't believe there's a support for that breaching method in ARMA currently. But it's something to look forward to. Hey, Steel.
What's up?
Follow me.
Yeah, I feel like this should be a part of it.
Okay, give me a minute to get Steel situated. I'll respond to you.
Roger. I got a rocket launcher, so I'm good.
Fuck, when did you get that? Okay, so first thing I want you to do is dump all your stuff into this box, down to the uniform, helmet, all the good stuff.
How do I do that?
Okay, so you can interact with this thing's inventory by pushing the middle mouse button, and you'll notice there's some
I
gear.
got that.
If you right-click on your gear, it should move it into the crate. Have you run with any of the What's your experience level with ARMA?
What am I supposed to take off?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah. I prepared a loadout for you. I want you to grab.
Okay.
What's your experience level with ARMA?
I've been to 1 op.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and put you in the rifleman role, mostly because the demolitions. Well, we're training demolitions today, so you'll see a little bit about that, but mostly because That's really the only
Mhm.
role left for us at this point. So have you played around with the assault rifle and the battle rifle? Either of those?
Not really.
Okay. Well, we'll go out to the shooting range and see what you think. The rifleman
Okay.
role has the option to use the assault rifle. It uses a 60 round magazine, so it takes up a considerable amount more space than most ammunition types. And because of that, only the rifleman has the space left in his backpack to hold those things. So I have two loadouts set up for you here. One is the battle rifle, and one is the assault rifle. I'd like you to go ahead and grab everything in this pile, because we're going to save that loadout for you, so you'll have that in the future. You may need to stand closer to it. Once you do, just right click on everything in the pile and it should get onto you.
Right click on everything?
Well, open your inventory. Open the
Oh, okay,
inventory
okay.
first, and then right click on each of the items.
One of these am I supposed to have? I think I forgot to take one of them off.
Say what?
Which one of the supposed to have Opcan or new rule?
Just grab all of it.
No, I forgot to take something off. I'm just trying to figure out which one of these I'm supposed to have.
You sound very far away to me. Are you, is your volume just low naturally, or?
I don't know.
Alright, let's, so what's the question?
The night. Do I need which night vision goggles? I forgot to take mine off. Apparently, which one of these am I supposed to have?
You're supposed to have the ones that's just camera. The neural
That's
interface
just
cam,
camera.
I think.
Okay, that's one. Okay, that's what I got. Okay.
Okay.
I already have. I have all the other stuff.
All right. Let's go ahead and save this inventory. So let's go over here. Ace interact with this box. Open up the arsenal.
Whoops. Wrong button. Hold on.
You know how to ace interact.
Yeah.
Once
Okay.
you're in the ace arsenal, go down to loadouts for me. And I want you to save this loadout I created for you as Charlie Team Rifleman MA5C. It's Mike Alpha 5 Charlie. So Charlie Team Rifleman MA5C. And then save it.
MA5C?
Yes, Mike Alpha 5 Charlie.
Okay. All right.
Okay, once you've done that, you can run, well, let's put it in a new spot. Let's put all your gear over here, because we're going to save the other loadout for you as well.
I should have dropped everything.
Yeah, just drop everything on the floor for me.
All the watch and radio and all that stuff too.
Yeah, because I've got it all over in that corner already.
Okay.
That and the radio I'm providing you actually has the right frequency, I believe, already set. So, let's run over here, grab all this stuff. Though the radio frequency doesn't tend to survive the arsenal change. We'll just have this loadout saved for you so that if we ever have to make adjustments, we can start from the same template.
Okay.
Alright, back to the box.
Button.
We'll save this loadout as Charlie Team Rifleman BR55. As in Bravo Romeo 55.
Okay. All right.
Once we're done with that, let's go over enhanced movement. Has anyone walked you through enhanced movement yet?
I don't think so.
Okay, enhanced movement allows you to do this. Has anyone told you how to do this?
Oh, hold on. Was it control? I think it's. I knew how to do it at one point.
Someone may have suggested you use Control V. I don't like that because Control V is already used in ACE and it tends to kind of get people confused. I'm going to have you go into... so let's go into your options. I go into Escape and Configure.
Yeah, and controls. Yeah.
Controls.
Okay.
Yes, and then where it says Show Common or whatever, we're going to change that to Show Custom Controls, which is 4 from the bottom.
I'm already at action 1.
Okay, I would recommend changing Action 1 to be Spacebar. And then I'd like you to try and approach this thing and use the spacebar for me.
Apparently that does my inventory as well.
Okay, so you might want to just go to your common controls and change inventory to I.
Should already be I, so I'm confused about why that does that.
I think you might have a different control scheme, or maybe it's hard for me to tell. Some people have it.
Yeah, my inventory is I. Use default action. Okay, I need to change that. Default action with space and enter.
Ah, yes, I always use my mouse button to do default actions.
Who's throwing grenades, man? Jeez.
That's our demolitions, man. He's playing around. So one thing people tend to forget to tell people about enhanced movement is that you can also use it to climb down. So go walk to the edge of something and then look down and press spacebar. This is how you get down without breaking your ankles.
It's not letting me climb. There we go.
Yeah, you have to be towards the edge and you have to be pointing down. So we've covered enhanced movement. Yay! All right. Let's go ahead and have you come back in here. Cap, can you return to the starting area? Cap. It's possible he messed up his radio at Arsenal. I'm gonna go grab him.
Okay.
Cap, if you hear me over radio, please respond. Cap, do you read?
Yeah, I got it.
Cap, I don't think you're listening to me on radio.
Nope, my freak changed.
Yep, that'll happen if you go into the arsenal. Let's go ahead and go back to the starting area. I want to go over a couple of things with y'all. Actually, you know what?
Hey.
Steel, can you come out this way?
Hey, right quick, what's that freak again? 413?
41.3.
41.3.
Got me.
Yep. Loud and clear.
Roger.
Steel, can you go ahead and try and actually, Steel, open up your do you know how to open up your radio menu?
Yeah, Control P.
Okay, and you're on 41.3, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, try and transmit something to me over radio.
Comms check.
Perfect. Alright, so we were gonna come out here. One thing I want to tell y'all, gather around.
Guy downrange.
These are going to be our arsenals for the deployment. It's kind of goofy. You have to individually pick up the weapons you want. You will not find your weapons in the arsenal. That is one downside to the loadout. So when you come up here, you grab the gun that matches the loadout that you're going to use, and grab the pistol that matches the loadout that you're going to use, and then you use the arsenal on here to grab the rest of the crap that's in your arsenal, or in your loadout. Now, our uniforms aren't always the same. That's one reason I've left y'all's uniforms empty. Whenever you're in the arsenal and you change your loadout and your uniform disappears, be certain that you put your uniform back on before leaving the arsenal. Otherwise, you might lose your uniform and get chewed out.
Okay.
Alright, so... Sorry, go ahead, Cap.
Go ahead. Never mind. Go ahead.
We're not super serious, but that's the sort of thing that gets on people's nerves. So whenever you run a loadout,
yeah.
it will...
That's
may
just
not,
what I was curious about.
As long as you make sure to in the arsenal reattach your uniform before leaving, there will not be a problem. You'll want to, after leaving the arsenal, you're going to want to check that your rangefinder allows you to use the laser with the primary fire key. And if it not, then you want to go back in the arsenal and try and swap out your binocular until it does have a laser. Sometimes this will be impossible, sometimes there's just no laser batteries, but that's the sort of thing you want to look out for. The last thing you want to make sure that you don't forget is that your radio is both with you, and then you're going to want to make sure that's set to the correct frequency. Whenever you pull from the arsenal, your radio frequency tends to get messed with. So you're going to want your rangefinder's laser to work if you care about range finding. And you're going to want make sure that you've got your radio, and you're going to want to make sure you've got your uniform. Other than that, everything for y'all's loadouts should be pretty well set up by me already. So you have those.
So where's the rangefinder?
The rangefinder is your binoculars.
Oh, hold on. Never mind.
How do you pull that up?
B for binoculars. And if you look down scope with it and you use your primary fire, you will have a laser.
How do I ADS again? What button is it?
Right click.
Just zoom. Like, how do I actually look? Like, there's a
tap right
button.
click.
Thank you.
So is this for forward observing or marking targets?
For both. It is a rangefinder, so you're not going to want to use your laser all the time. However, without the laser on, it doesn't do range finding. So this will help you not only in target acquisition, but target painting and range finding. That's a bit advanced, so I don't expect y'all to do too much of that just right away. But those are 3 things that if you're taking notes, I want you to make sure you're aware of when leaving the arsenal. That you take your loadout, that you've got your uniform, that you've got the binoculars the way you want them, and that you've got your radio the way you want it before we set off for a mission. Because those things will not be straightened out for you in mission, and the uniform thing will get us a talking to. Alright, so we covered that.
How do I zoom with the scope? Or is it just 2x?
So control clicking on the battle rifle scope will will change whether you're looking at the iron sights or down the optics. You also have a zoom button. I don't know what yours is going to be, frankly.
Alright.
That's something you might have to
check
look
what-
into, but you can adjust your zoom from 2 times to 4 times with the battle rifle. It is one of the more it's got a lot of use cases with it. It's great. It also works with NVGs and low light, so there's no issue looking down scope. Thanks to our neural interfaces.
How do you switch between iron sights and the scope?
Control right click, I would say.
Oh, thank you.
Holy shit.
So these are quite nice optics. I'm happy. I'm an optic
Yeah.
guy. I'm all about that shit. Let's go ahead and start the demonstration if we don't care.
Yeah, I tried blowing the lock off this building right over yonder. Didn't work.
Was it locked?
Yeah, there's a lock on it.
We'll have an example use case set up for you later. There is a course in which I will lock a door and you will use a breaching charge to clear it, okay? So let's get out here in the middle of nowhere. Alright, so in our upcoming mission, we are going to be doing well, we may not, ours particularly, we may not be involved with it as much. Our job is to kill some communications, but I want us to be ready to do demolitions. So I'm going to have us practice as though this were a road with vehicles on it.
Oh yeah, I got you. Let's do
And
this.
so I want you to put down one of those yep. And now let's move like 30 meters this way.
Alright, put a fire device on it quick.
We'll just
Where you at?
pretend well, we'll get back to that in a moment. Well,
I put the right one on, not the timer.
so we're going to want about 30 meter spacing between each of these explosives. And you're going to want to remember
Is that
which
their
explosive.
kill radius?
No. No, they are not that big. That would be pretty messy. However, I'm lining these up because I want to pick and choose targets out of a convoy. And convoys do not drive 10 meters away from each other. They drive typically closer to 50 or 100 meters separation between vehicles.
Huh? In game?
Yes, because if you go any
Pretty
closer,
gnarly dispersion.
100, 50
100
meters
meters?
isn't so bad. Like, I mean, I might be exaggerating a tad. But,
How far was that? Let's see here. No rangefinder.
10 meters might be fine. When we're in movement, when we're moving in formations, let me put it this way, our men are spaced at about 10 meter separation.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense. with patrols.
our vehicles will often be a bit more separated because desync happens and we'll ram into each other if something happens with the front car, especially if we're going faster than we ought to be.
What time
But
is it? Yeah.
the long and short of it is that, what am I trying to say here? I'm not actually sure how the AI is going to be set up, but I'm going with the 30 meters between vehicles. This also gives you the option to pick and choose which vehicle you want to explode. If these two things are 10 meters across, and we're assaulting this convoy not for destruction but for salvage. We're actually trying to take supplies off them. This is going to be a raid. So if we blow up the goodies, we lost. That's another reason to keep these separate, keep some decent spacing between these bombs.
Okay, so is there a way I can like number them myself, or do I just have to?
Once you've assigned them all to your clacker, when you go to self-interact and you go to explosives and the firing device, you should see the option to pick which bomb to fire. And I think it'll say like first bomb, second bomb, or detonate all.
Yeah, they're numbered, but I was wondering if there's like a way that I can do like Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. Like we want to blow Charlie on designated target, and you see what I'm saying?
It's the first one you arm is going to be number 1. The second one you arm is going to be number 2. There's no way for us to change what Ace calls it. But I mean, that's the sort of thing you can feel free to keep track of in your head, and when we're placing down markers on map, that may help you. Okay, so we're fairly close. Let's actually move over here. Alright, that looks like, I think we'll be fine from here. Go ahead and set off bomb number 2 for me, Captain.
Alright, bomb 2 is actually 6.
Alright, so that went how we wanted it to, exactly, right? So when we're in this convoy, if we should somehow find ourselves in the position where we need to pick what car to blow up, you'd be able to do that. I want to check on something with these bombs. Maybe I can also clack them. So one thing I was considering was that while you're our demo man, the squad lead and the team lead will likely also be carrying clackers. So you don't have to necessarily watch all these bombs yourself and have to quickly pick between them. I could perhaps have Kahuna set off bomb 2 and have you set off bomb 4 on my mark. So you would only be responsible for setting off one of the bombs while Kahuna would set up the other one, which keeps you from having to fumble between the two. So only one person can have their clacker attached to a bomb at a time. So we'll probably separate. We'll probably go one person for each bomb.
Probably what?
What I'm trying to say is we can only have one clacker for each bomb. So I would probably have you attach your clacker to nominally bombs 1 and 3, but for you they might show up as different numbers. Because I'd probably have Kahuna ready to blow 2 at my command. Instead of having you, you're responsible for each of those 4 bombs, I might have it set up so that one person's responsible for one set and one person's responsible for another, so that we can quickly pick and choose multiple targets without, missing any, because we have to fumble between detonating 1 and 2 in a hurry. Does that make sense?
Correct. Yeah.
I'm going to plant a couple of bombs. I'm going to plant a bomb to replace 2, and I'm going to set it to my own bomb to kind of get a look at what you see. Go ahead and set off bomb number 4 for me.
Check.
Roger, Dodger.
There might be a way to set off or change the explosive code when you set it. That may be what you're looking for, but I'm not familiar with that, so I couldn't teach you.
That's alright, I can just remember which one's which. It's not that difficult. Done it before.
So if we were practicing for the big game, I would have Kahuna here. And you see that we have a bomb in position 1, 2, 3, and 4. But your bombs are going to be 1 and 3, and mine are going to be 1 and 2, I expect, from this current situation. That would be our responsibility to remember that my bomb that is number 1 is actually in position 2. So that if the team lead calls bomb 2 to explode, that would be on me to know which of my bombs that is and detonate it. We're going to leave that to your responsibility as a demo man to know which of your bombs are in which position. You can feel free to mark them on map if that helps. Alright, let's get into some basic medical.
No, I'm good, I remember.
Kylix, since you have...
What I just do. Okay.
Actually, let's return to the starting area.
Sorry, I'm messing with texture shit.
Hey, so say I have 6 bombs out, could I synchronize 2?
I don't know if you can synchronize individuals. I think you blow
You know what I'm saying?
all or you blow all numbers. Let me try real
Or
quick.
can you hear me?
Oh, can you not? Can you not? Okay, looks like my team's like my TeamSpeak bugged again. Sometimes it only happens when it only lets me talk over radio sometimes. So let me rejoin TeamSpeak.
It's fucked up. Okay.
Yeah, I hate that shit. Should be able to hear me all right now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, so what all did I tell y'all that y'all didn't hear? I wonder.
I was just trying to ask. Say I have 6 bombs out, and I want to synchronize 2 of them. Instead of firing all 6, can I fire those 2 at the same time?
I don't think that I've
need to be
heard of that
timed?
function. I don't think that. I mean, you can't even sync timed bombs. When you set off a timer, it's on that individual bomb. You can set off all your explosives at once, or you can set them off individually. I don't believe there's a functionality for pairing, unfortunately. But let me see how quickly I can set. Yeah. See, I don't want someone having to pick 2 different bombs and have to pick, because there was a significant delay between when I set off one and set off the other.
You put 3 out, or did one mine go?
I think mine may have set off one of yours. It may have been too close to yours, is what probably happened.
Probably would have been that one. Because you had what, 2 and 4?
Yeah, position 2 and 4. So I'm surprised to see be set off your bomb from that range if you didn't just set it off.
Yeah, I did.
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure I didn't have anything to do with that one. But again, a good reason to give these things good spacing.
I just set that one off.
All right, so let's go over medical. Let's return to the starting area.
Carter and I went over that.
So, you're sure you know all you need to know about medical? Let's go over it anyways.
No, I could do a run. I can do another run through.
Well, I'll probably use you as the dummy anyway, since you have the my stream pulled up. This will be that way we'll have Steel get the first-hand experience, and you be able to view it via the stream.
Sorry, that thing was looking at me weird.
This thing.
What thing? Okay, so I'm about to give us all medical permissions real quick. Second.
Okay.
Hold still for me. I want everyone to, once I'm done, go to the arsenal and grab a stitch kit. Actually, don't worry about this cap. Steel, I want you to go to the arsenal and grab a stitch kit. And
okay.
Just, a stitch kit for yourself. It'll be a surgical kit under miscellaneous items.
All right. When you're done, right?
Go ahead, Steel.
Okay.
Yeah, just throw a surgical kit in your backpack. Rifleman, so you should have it. Actually, you probably already have a... Yeah, you're a rifleman. You already have a surgical kit. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Alright. Come down here, Cap. Alright, I'm gonna shoot you up real quick. Hold still.
Well, hold up. Can I just blow myself up?
No, because I don't want you to be in such a condition that it makes it more confusing. I'm only gonna destroy one of your legs. So we're gonna spend a lot of time on that leg.
I'm one strong motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hit your head. Alright, so he's down. We need to get on him in a hurry, because he's gotta have a whole lot of holes in him. So hit H to access his medical menu. And you'll notice something else happening.
I'll use my Windows key.
Okay, we'll get into his medical menu. However, generally, I recommend changing that to something that you can can hit with a single button, but for you now that's fine. Get into the medical menu, and you'll notice that red leg, that is actually his left leg. If you hover your mouse over it, it'll show left leg. First thing we want to do, he's taken a lot of wounds there. We're going to tourniquet that leg. We're going to stop that bleeding
his
immediately.
His right leg is under. Oh no, wait. I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah.
So even though it appears on the leg on the... Oh my god, am I not talking again? Can you not hear me?
No, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So the leg that's on the right from our perspective is his left leg. It shows that when you hover your mouse above it. So first thing we're going to want to do as line soldiers is we're just going to tourniquet. Solves the problem, stops the bleeding immediately. The downsides of tourniqueting are, and you won't have to worry about this too much, but when you tourniquet someone, you cannot provide blood through that limb. Providing drugs through that limb will cause various problems, up to killing the person. And you can't check blood rate through that, or heart rate through that limb because it's tourniqueted. But we've effectively stopped him. We have him in a position where he can be kept alive because he's not bleeding. He's lost a lot of blood, but he's no longer bleeding. So our first concern after tourniqueting is to bandage these limbs. So he has 10 large avulsions, 12 large velocity wounds, 1 small velocity wound, and 1 medium avulsion on that left leg. The thing for you to keep in mind is you tourniquet limbs. When you see velocity wounds on somebody, you apply packing bandages until those wounds are gone. Go ahead and begin applying packing bandages to that left leg.
All right.
Packing bandages are particularly effective against velocity wounds. Velocity wounds almost always are bullet wounds. So if you see someone get shot down, chances are a velocity wound is what he's probably got. Go ahead with what you were going to ask.
How do you know how many of these to put on?
So when you click on the leg in that right-hand window, you'll see that it shows left leg, lost a lot of blood. It shows the tourniquet, and then it lists each of the wounds in white. So you'll see velocity wounds there. As long as you see a velocity wound, use packing. For everything else, use elastic. We have one other bandage type. That is
keep bandaging him until his wounds are gone. Okay.
Basically. But you want to use packing bandages for velocity wounds, and you to going with avulsions instead of the velocity wounds. You want to use packing bandages on the velocity. Yes.
Okay.
And you want to use elastic for everything else. There is another bandage we have called Quick Clot. The use case for that is if you cannot get a stitch or your wounds start reopening, then you use a Quick Clot on those wounds.
Okay.
So they're pretty rarely used. They don't cover up much wound. They cover only a small portion of a wound. So like they wouldn't even cover the entirety of a large velocity wound. That's the reason we tend to use the other ones. But Quick Clot will not open. So when you have an opening or a wound that reopens after you've been bandaged, you Quick Clot it if you haven't had the opportunity to get someone to stitch it for you.
Okay.
So you want to use elastic for all these avulsions and velocity, or for packing for all the velocity. Once he's fully bandaged up, you'll stitch him.
So avulsions get elastic?
Yes. If it's not a velocity wound, you use elastic.
Okay.
Okay, once his leg is blue, once a leg is bandaged, he's ready to be stitched. However, you're going to actually want to close up his other wounds as well. So he's got an avulsion over there. I'm going to throw an elastic bandage on it real quick. Okay. let's go ahead then, and under advanced treatments, that's the one that looks like the EKG, you should have the option to stitch him, because you're a rifleman, you should have a surgical kit.
So his left leg.
Well, you don't actually, when you do a stitch, you automatically stitch all bandaged wounds.
Okay, so I just need to use it then.
Yes, and the more wounds that are there to be stitched, the longer the stitching process will take, but it does cover all wounds that are not currently open.
Okay.
If you noticed before you got into the stitching menu, if you clicked on, say, the leg, you'd see B's next to the wounds that were bandaged. That is for bandaging. Once you finish stitching, those become S's. They're stitched. Stitched wounds do not reopen. Okay, now we're getting into the more medic side of things. You will not be doing this as you are unable to do so, but he has lost a considerable amount of blood. So we're going to click on a limb that does not have a tourniquet, very important, and we're going to give him blood.
Like his, for instance, an arm.
Like his arm, yes. If you've got him tourniqueted on every limb, you've got to stitch up one of them and then get rid of that tourniquet.
Okay. You want me to go ahead and give him blood too?
Yes. Go ahead and click on his other arm, and give him 500 milliliters. So
I didn't even know what arm you put it in.
I put it in his left arm. It doesn't matter though. It really doesn't make a difference at all.
Okay.
So even if you use two different limbs and you apply, it doesn't matter the amount of blood you give him. He'll only receive so much blood at once, but the number of bags you give him, well, he receives blood over time, is what I should say. And it doesn't matter if you stick in two different bags at the same time, he still receives that same amount of blood over time, but you add the amount of blood that's going in. So here's what I want you to know about blood. Lost some blood is about 500 milliliters. Lost a lot of blood is about a liter. Lost a large amount of blood is about 1.5 liters. Lost a fatal amount of blood is about 2 liters. Everyone in this unit currently or everyone in this team, I have their loadout set to carry 2 liters of blood with them, and the medic carries an additional 10 liters.
Okay.
For this deployment, for whatever reason, they have the blood only in 500 milliliter bags, which means we have to spend more time putting the bags on the person.
So we need to do like CPR or something? Oh, he's awake.
Well, normally, yes, we would get to a point, and let's just, I want you to lay there and pretend you're still dead, Kylik. I'm gonna keep doing that. Captain. Normally at this point, once we started restoring the blood, we would immediately jump over to this magnifying glass that says examine patient. You would make sure you're on a part of the body. It can be the chest even, doesn't have to be a limb. That says that allows you to check pulse. If I check his pulse and that pulse is 0, he's at 80 right now because his heart's beating, I'm going to jump over to advanced treatments and there will be the option for CPR. I would then do CPR on him until he has a heart rate. Once he has a heart rate and he's all stitched up, I'm going to try and take off his tourniquets unless I got to get to another person. The thing about tourniquets, the other disadvantage of tourniquets is they cause pain over time, which will whiten the person's screen, make their aim jumpy.
Because it's meant to cut off the blood circulation.
Yes, so they eventually cause
I went through basic medical.
Yeah, they cause enough pain to turn you off. So you want to take off those tourniquets if you've got nothing better to do, or at least warn the man that he has them. Yes, we can go ahead and do that. I'll be on the left leg.
So when I click on.
Oh well.
Yeah, you get it removed by 2 people now.
Yeah, 2 man, 1 tourniquet.
Oh, get the fuck out of here!
You won't get the tourniquet taken off if you run away.
Yeah.
Alright,
So he's actually still at the point where he's lost some blood. So I'm going to go ahead and you can tell that the blood's finished because in the overview you'll see.
It'll show like this much is he's receiving this much.
So I'm going to go ahead and give him a little more blood. At this point, in all likelihood, he could be packed, which is the personal aid kit. I believe anyone in the unit has currently got the permissions to use it. That sets you to 0. Completely wipes out your medical history. However, to do so, you've got to be pretty well fixed. You have to be fully stitched, and you have to have almost all of your blood. I think you can get away with lost some blood, but not always.
What was it called?
It's called, we call it PAC. It's the personal aid kit. Only the medic will carry it currently. I think only the medic.
So we don't have
maybe
IFACs?
only the medic can do it, huh?
We don't have IFACs?
What's IFACs?
Individual.
Packs?
Like our own first aid kits?
Oh, no, and it's really not necessary in this appointment. For one thing, the pack is reusable, so the medic can carry just one, and we can use it. But I think that covers the majority of what y'all need to know for medical. I don't expect y'all to use, y'all each will have in your roles 1 morphine and 1 epinephrine. You should not use those. There are very rare use cases for them.
It says he's in mild pain right now.
It's probably because of the tourniquets that would wear off, but you could, in that case, if it's bothering you, could use your morphine. The thing I really don't want y'all really using is epinephrine. What it does is it ups your heart rate, and it could potentially wake you up quicker, but it has side effects. Morphine will lower your heart rate and also lower your pain. The reason we don't typically use these is because in this deployment, or in the last few deployments, pain really hasn't been a serious issue. Unless you get flashbanged or something, you're not going to be like in pain. Or unless you forget to take off tourniquets, you're not going to really be in pain. Morphine, even as the medic, I carried only 5 morphine and 5 epi, and I can tell you that I went entire deployments without using either of those things. So when you get in somebody and you see that their heart rate is low, or you see that their heart rate is super high, you may be tempted to adjust that heart rate. But the first thing you need to do is make sure that person has all the blood they're supposed to have, because they will give you a hysterical heart rate. If they're low on blood, their heart rate will be 200. And if you give them morphine and then you get them up to 80, or you get them up to their full level of blood, now they've got an unnecessarily low heart rate because their body's stabilized naturally. So the last thing I want y'all to do is use drugs on somebody who has a low amount of blood in their system. Beyond that, I don't expect y'all to be using drugs.
Okay.
So, I think for the sake of the demonstration, I'm going to shoot up this epi.
Okay, well, if you shoot up that epi, you'll probably hear a very fast heartbeat in your ears.
I just want to see what the effects actually are, you know?
You shouldn't be in danger with 1 epi or 1 morphine. If you use 3 morphine in a short amount of time, you will go unconscious. Your heart will stop. Same is true if you use 3 epinephrine in a short amount of time.
Oh, hell yeah. Gosh, that shit about to explode.
Damn it, now we gotta do
You
CPR.
can overdose on these drugs easily, and that's one of the reasons I don't need y'all doing it. The medics are trained in the very specific use case of these drugs.
I'm just glad to be in a group that doesn't use like 200 mods.
Well, this is just Ace, dude. This is going to be in a lot of most of the non-vanilla armas are going to run Ace, because Ace is an expansive system that covers a lot of things.
Is he dead?
No, I'm still alive. Trying to figure out how to use the EpiPen.
You select one of your limbs and you say use morphine or use epi. It's going to be in the medical menu. It'll be under the pill bottle that says medication. Select a limb and then inject. So.
It's not letting me do it. Oh, there it is.
So it should either, if you use morphine, you'll have a slow heartbeat noise in your ears. If you use epinephrine, you'll have a fast heartbeat. So is your heart beating like crazy already, or is that one
Nah,
epinephrine?
nah.
Yeah. One epinephrine I don't imagine would do it. 2 epinephrine would definitely do it. 3 epinephrine would kill you. All right.
Yeah,
I
fair
hope
enough.
I'm not intimidating you already. We got a couple more things to do.
No.
I did 8 years in the Marines, man. You ain't intimidating me.
I meant with the amount of garbage you have to memorize with this game.
No, it's fine. Yeah, no. It's all like pretty relative, actually.
Yeah, well, Steel said something about I'm gonna have to get in a unit that doesn't have so many mods, and
No,
that
no, no, no.
concerned me.
I said I'm glad I found one.
Fine.
This
Okay.
one, no. I've been in a unit. I tried to join a group. They have 213 mods.
So we're a little bit more vanilla than them, huh?
Yeah, let's see.
Hey, so my the custom
225.
controls
Yes.
for space to climb objects and whatnot.
Yes.
It's interfering with the
Your inventory.
yeah.
It's probably what
you
Steel
just have to click
noticed
that
is it
button
was
off.
the
You have
default
2
action.
keybinds for that.
Yeah,
Default
no,
action, which I normally use the mouse button for, which I think it may be default grenades. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I just know mine's enter key for whatever.
I just don't like y'all using Control V because that's already like a default action in Ace for climbing, and that will actually
That's what
tell
Duck
you
had
not
me
to
do.
climb. Yeah, I don't know why Duck keeps suggesting. What he's trying to do is tell people to delete that Ace user interaction before adding them. But I found people who did exactly that and didn't get it to work until they totally rebooted Arma. And so I avoid
mine
using
still
that.
wasn't working after. So,
Yeah,
like, it works a lot better with me just pressing space.
So yeah, and we have Shift
works
G for
way
throwing grenades.
better.
So I think using your middle mouse button to do default actions is the way to go. That's my recommendation.
all right, I got it.
All right, so we're out in the. Let's get on out here again. Well, I guess I should introduce y'all to your HUDs. This is going to be a big part of the op tray mod. Are y'all familiar with where the app menu key is?
I already got my HUD up.
I think mine's set to J though.
Cool, perfect.
That's what.
Yeah, that'll be fine. So on our HUD, we have bearing. Our bearing is going to be 0 to 360 are both going to be north. 90 is going to be
My HUD's
east.
broken.
180 south. Basically, when we take contact, we want to be able to give our neighbors or our comrades precise direction and a moment's notice of where the enemy is coming from. So this little number at the top of your screen will help you do that immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all familiar with how to bring up CTAB and how that works?
No.
Okay, so in our inventory, each of our inventory, I packed an Android. I think its default setting is Control H.
Yes.
That also tends to interfere with the medical menu, so I tend to change it.
Zeus for me.
Pinging Zeus should be Y.
It's H for me.
Okay, you're going to want to change that. We don't really ping our Zeus in this unit, so I don't recommend even having that. You may want to use that for something else. In your case,
is that a common thing or is that a where do I change that?
Pinging Zeus. Let's see. I think it might be common. Might be multiplayer.
Oh no, it's under Zeus. My Zeus. Okay, that says Y.
Yes, to ping Zeus, it would be Y. That's typical.
Custom control. I don't have any custom controls.
So you just pinged me. Someone did it. Guys.
Yeah, that was me. Like a ping menu or no? I guess that doesn't really apply when we got radios.
My H says bulldozer. It's development. Hold on.
Yeah, don't worry about that. It shouldn't interfere with it if it's not something you're actually using. So if you're looking for
so H on mine is last help. That's what it is.
Last 10. Okay, so if we go into controls and we go to the bottom and we can click on configure add-ons. Under the add-on menu, we can scroll down to C tab and open it up. This shows you the buttons you have set for your C tab. There's the toggle interface key, which will be the one that brings it up into the corner of your screen so that you can use it.
Yeah, mine says H.
H. So for you, if you want to bring it up, you push H, I guess.
But I'm having the issue of it's conflicting with
medical menu.
My last help thing. Do I just need to delete the last?
I would recommend deleting last hint.
I was gonna say if Control H or if H brings up the C tab and the medical menu, you just hit Control H and it should take it off.
I'd recommend changing it entirely because I like using my medical menu in a hurry, so I tend to hit H. But that's something y'all can kind of futz with as y'all get more comfortable with the controls, customizing them to something that fits your playstyle better.
Yeah, I have it up now. I don't know what happened with it. Because Duck showed me this before, so.
It's territory interface. Is that different from secondary?
So if I do, I can pull up my menu and so if I do Control H, then press H, it minimizes it. Okay, cool. I got it minimized.
Okay, so we have a lot of stuff the C tab gives us. Cap, do you also have your C tab up?
Yeah, mine's good.
We got directions via northwest. We have directions via bearing or azimuth. We have the time of day, which isn't particularly useful for us, and then we have the grid coordinates. We also kind of see ourselves on the map, which is super duper useful. Going to the control place I told you can modify your zoom in and zoom out keys. You can zoom in and zoom out on the map, giving you a very handy view of your current situation. Like, you could very easily say, I'm just standing right outside starting area. I mean, obviously you could do that from the context that you've already been here for a minute, but if you were approaching an enemy building and those weren't marked on map, or were only marked on map, you might not recognize that building as being building H, except for with C tab, you obviously do, because it's flat out giving it to you there. So one thing about C tab is you'll see your comrades. In your case, you should see a flag. Each of you should see a flag and two little green dots. I should be a flag in your perspective.
I have a green and a blue dot, and then you're a flag.
Oh, okay, the green dot or the green hollow dot represents yourself, I should say.
Yeah.
So the blue dot represents a friendly unit. If you were to go and go to self actions, which is control windows, or self interact, I should say, go to team management and join red, blue, or green team, you can actually change your color as you appear to others on that map. One thing to note is that when I'm looking at you, I only see what Arma believes to be the squad leader. In this case, it's Steel. Steel has a blue flag. I do not see Cap. Now, if I were to join your team and go and actually interact with your body and join group Alpha 1-4, my flag will disappear, and instead you'll see me as a little icon. I see Steel has gone Team Red, and I'm joining Team Green. And you can see these icons on the map.
Oh yeah, I see that. That's cool.
That's very handy for keeping up with your units, particularly if you don't care too much for the vanilla or the op tray heads-up display. Speaking of which, we will control our HUD. We will hold Control and click the button for our HUD to enter the advanced menu for that. You'll notice
which one.
So the button you pushed to open up your HUD, which is probably app menu for you.
For me, it's J for me.
Okay, so I'm not sure if you changed this control or not. So try hitting Control and J, and if it doesn't open this menu, then try hitting Control App menu. and you'll pull up this menu. On the left-hand side, you'll see that you
Give me
actually.
a second. My game froze.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm in. How do I? Okay, never mind. It didn't freeze. I was just in a weird menu. I have a message.
Control J. Sorry, I was
You have
fucking
a-
with the phone.
You have a
Oh, I don't
menu.
even know how to do that. No, that doesn't do anything.
How do you pull that? Which add-on is that? Is that just the map?
That's part of the HUD that we have here. So the one that shows us our compass and everything, and allows low light vision and such.
So what am I
Yeah.
supposed to be? What is Control J supposed to?
Let's take a look in menu. So
Sure.
let's go to our escape menu, configure, controls, configure
Mhm.
add-ons, and instead of add-ons, C tab, we're going to look for probably Optray.
Optray powered MG, whatever that word is.
Mjolnir.
No, that's not it.
No,
Switch. Okay, so Operation Trebuchet and First Contact add-on.
got it.
So
Okay.
So open HUD settings menu is the button I'm trying to get y'all to push now. For
Mine
me,
says Shift App Menu.
okay,
say-
I changed mine to Control App menu. Go ahead, Cap. What was that?
Say open HUD settings menu. Is it?
Yeah,
That's what. All right, cool.
that's
Should
what
I
we're trying
change
to
that
do.
to Control App Menu?
That's entirely
Shift
up to
app
you.
menu.
Just whatever makes it easier to remember for you. We rarely actually use this, so don't worry too much about it. I just wanted to show y'all the advantages that it comes with it. So on the left-hand side of the screen, we see the
Oh.
friend or foe radar. There's also
The general
kind of a
settings,
shitty
okay.
version of C-Tab with the navigation assistant map, and you can adjust the view on that. The PNA map zoom up there on the right-hand side of the thing.
Squad shoulder cameras.
But yes, my
Navigation
favorite
assistant.
feature is the
Friend or foe
squad
radar.
shoulder camera. If you go over to the
Yeah.
right side, you can choose whose
Oh,
camera in
that's
your
cool.
squad. Yeah, you get your friend's view. Pretty cool. That's why I
fucking-
like it.
Bring that fucking thing up.
How do you change whose shoulder you're viewing?
On the left hand or on the right hand side, under where it says Team
Oh,
Shoulder Cams,
okay.
you select who it is, and you can actually
Okay,
select.
Lieutenant Corporal.
Well, that's kind of silly that we can
It's
actually
just a
use
game.
thermal vision.
It's-
But we
No,
can
no.
actually use
What?
night vision as well.
Oh, that's dope. And we
Alright.
are on the moon, so. Oh my
Yeah,
god, thermal
So
vision.
NVGs and light and low light don't really work for us on this map. So if you hit Shift L, you might hear a clicking noise. That would normally be a low light thing. If you were on a night mission and you hit that, it would almost make it like a misty morning day. Like you would see fog in the distance. It would kind of be,
Mhm.
somewhat obstructive, but you would see in full color as though it were daylight, a night mission, which can really aid you in PIDing your targets. Personally, I like the NVGs because I like my little lasers to be visible on my guns because I'm a fucking Call of Duty nerd and all that shit. And I'm sometimes the low light just kind of fucks with my head. I prefer the slightly dimmer green. Also, again, this is no quiz or anything, but if you hold down Alt or in page up or down, you can actually adjust the brightness of
Shit, sorry.
your NVGs.
My buttons actually worked. I need a new keyboard.
Okay. Well, that's just the thing that okay, and I can see I have a message, I guess, from someone who was playing around with the C tab. Is that right?
Is that right?
Allegedly, yes. But I still can't. I'm
snap.
trying to pull up the.
I don't even know how to do
I was
that.
looking at your.
Okay. So let's get back to, let's before we get back to C tab, let's go ahead with Cap. What's your question?
I'm still trying to get this this map dealio to open, like the way you had it, the big HUD.
Well, that was the same place that you sent the message from, wasn't it?
No, I'm talking about like you had a big blue map on yours.
Oh, the big blue menu. This one? This is that one we were just discussing in the options menu. The open what's it called again? It's the Operation Ted Trebuchet Open HUD settings menu.
Yeah, I'm still trying to do that. So it's got shift and app menu. Which app menu?
App menu is that little drop-down menu looking thing. If it's got a picture on your keyboard,
Oh, so
it's usually
between
on the
the
right
Windows and-
hand between the
Sorry.
the right hand alt
Okay.
and the right hand control.
I got you. All right, there
Some
we go.
people will suggest you change that, like someone I assume did for Steel, because they don't like explaining that. I don't know. That kind of frustrates me a little. But yeah, like I'd rather explain to someone what the app menu is than have them change it and then not be able to be in this situation, I should say. So
No, I just didn't know what that. I come from a console, so like
I got you.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's a
me
shitload
too,
of keys
so.
going on here.
So in
That's
Steel, you've
Yeah.
already been able to sort that out, and now you can too. You can see the squad's shoulder camera and the and how to
This
change
is
that and all that
awesome.
good stuff. Yeah, it's cool. I love it. I'm glad to see y'all are interested. Let's get back to the C tab. So let's go ahead and see what that button is for me. I'm sure I messed with
forgot
this
what
one
button
because
it
I
was.
remember doing it. But for you, it'll be under Configure Add-ons. The add-on will be C tab. We're going to look at the secondary interface. Territory interface appears to be exactly the same thing, at least as far as for us, because I think maybe territory interface maybe for the people who are carrying tablets.
My secondary interface is Control H.
Yeah. So when
And
you
then
hit
I have
Control,
Alt H.
so yes, when you hit Control H, you should see your C tab pop up like this.
This should be a big menu, or it should be big on your
Yes.
screen.
Yes.
If I press H, it minimizes it. into
Yeah,
the
well
bottom
that'll
left.
be the other thing. Like if I just hit slash, it'll minimize it. But if I hit Control slash, for me, it makes it big. So do we all have our big Android opened up right now?
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Okay, so you'll notice in the lower hand corner, we can actually like move our arrow around and it actually updates the grid in the lower left hand corner. This is a handy trick to figure out like quickly without opening up your map with being able to reference yourself specifically. Because on the map, you'll notice you can't reference yourself unless you actually go through the trouble of finding yourself on the map. You have to do a
Yeah.
little bit of land nav to figure out where the fuck you are and then figure out what to do from that. CTAB gets us around this by being a nifty little GPS. It knows us exactly where we are, and it'll even tell us if we move our mouse around what grid it is we're pointing at. Another thing it'll do is while it up here at the top shows us our current azimuth of our character, it will also show us the azimuth of this line that points around. So we can actually get the degrees to our target and then adjust ourselves to match that target to be on target. This can be also handy for figuring out, and later when y'all get used to the game a bit more, maybe you'll find yourselves doing artillery computing or calling in a fire support. We have the advantage here of on the map instantly measuring distance from ourselves as that secondary number. We also have what is that? No, that's actually altitude. Isn't it? Yeah, that's altitude.
Which one?
Altitude is the secondary number, or yeah, that's the height of
Okay.
ground. So we'll see the height of ground is the secondary number. The third number is distance
That's
from
cool.
us. So we have a range. So if somebody says enemy 100 meters north or 100 meters 0 degrees, we can instantly see that they're talking about something right here. Oh, right, yeah. It gets a little trickier the closer you get, but it can be handy for if you're zoomed out a fair amount, you can get an exact degree that you need to move to wind up here, for instance. And we have the and the fourth number is the azimuth of the direction we're pointing. So that we have all that. Another neat trick that most people don't realize is super handy. If you hit shift and then you click on the C tab, it puts a marker down. This marker is
Oh.
private to only you, and it shows up on the map as this doohickey. So that's a quick way to figure out where you are on the wider world's map, and therefore mark things.
Ah, cool. Yeah, I was wondering if you guys could see that too. When I was fucking
Now,
with C-Tab.
This
Yeah.
ping is just for me. In the vanilla game, that dot would
Oh.
actually show up in our eyes like a view, like a little ping or objective marker that you might have seen in the vanilla game, but we don't get that in Ace. So I'm gonna go over something.
Armor.
Say again.
I didn't
Hat
really got
white.
to the vanilla version.
Sorry, what?
It's a bit
Yeah.
different. So I'm going to open up the map now and do a little something. If you're viewing, go ahead and look at the maps in the starting area if you're not viewing my stream. And as a leader, one thing we want to try and do is mark these buildings for you before we get to it. We want to mark buildings in the objective area so that when we're in our C tab, we can quickly reference what building we are physically in. Because like I said earlier, like even if I have my dot, say just here, and shift click to move it in the map too. If I have my dot in here, I still gotta be like, I'm in the building that's one over from the starting area to the west. Instead, I could have been like, if I had done this previously, I could just say that I'm in building
F.
I'm in building yellow F for Foxtrot, or yellow Foxtrot.
Yeah.
I can say, oh shit, he's down. I'm making a CCP in yellow E, or yellow Echo. So I'm going to take this wounded person and I'm going to do medical on him in Echo. This is great. Go ahead.
Do you see that when I mark myself? Is that what I'm doing? Hit control. Oh no, never mind. Alright.
You drew a line. So if you hold control on the map, you can actually draw lines in the color that you did. If you hold shift control, you draw straight lines. If you
how do you delete a line?
delete,
check, alright.
hold down the delete key and just kind of or mash the delete key over whatever you drew.
Oh, that's convenient.
Actually pick up dots and move them around. Unfortunately, it
Oh,
doesn't
that's
work with
cool.
lines. I wish you could do it with lines. Put F back where it belongs. Alright, so since we're all playing around in the map, another inventory item I've given you is the map tools. Typically, you're going to want to use the small map tools. So self-interact, map tools, show small map tools. It's here. So here's our nifty map tool.
Hold on, I'm behind. Where am I going?
So in the map, do self-interaction, and you'll see the option for map tool. On map tool, you'll pick the show small map tool. It'll pop up probably in the lower left-hand corner. You can drag it around with your primary click.
Hold on, I'm having some technical difficulty that I didn't.
Yeah, same here. It's not letting me do. It's just blinking rapidly. It's not opening the menu.
Do y'all both have the option to view my stream while in game?
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
Am I on a significant delay for y'all?
I'm not watching it. I didn't know.
You got your protractor and all that shit out. Yeah.
Okay, my map tool should be out now, but it's.
You might have to look in the very lower left-hand corner of the map to find it.
No.
Scroll all the way out with your mouse wheel. It's a little clear plastic square.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to want to bring that up near you with your primary click.
Okay, I see that.
So there's a
Why are we
couple of
getting
handy
technical?
dandy things that this mouse can do, or that this thing can do.
Oh yeah, I've used one of these in real life.
Let's go over. Neat. I don't know what to say. So in game, some neat things you can do with it is you can again self-interact with it, and you can align it to north to clean it up if you moved it, or you can self-interact and align the map to compass. This will align the map tool to your current bearing without you having to manually do it.
So I still don't have a protractor.
Scroll all the way out. It should be like bottom.
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
So when you
click
self-interact,
on-
what options do you have next to map tool?
Nothing. It's just like blinking. I try to interact.
That's weird.
Blinking, you say?
Yeah, the XY intersect at the grid coordinate. Yeah, it's just this blinking, the square.
Are you holding down, wait. I'm not sure I understand what you're saying, but if you hold down the control windows and you see the self-interact option, you
Alright, I
hover
got it,
over
yeah.
the dot that says map tool. You should have a menu inside there. Did you get that far?
Yep, I got it.
Okay, and you have the map tool now?
Yep.
Okay,
My
go ahead and
bad.
drag it. No, you're fine. We're learning. I'm happy to have people who are actually trying to learn. Not that I have learned all this shit.
It'll make it smaller.
So
Or is that
there's
just
really
actual size?
the map tool
Yeah, that's
has
actual
two
size.
options. There's a normal map tool and there's a small map tool. I recommend the small because the small is still kind of damn big.
Yeah, that's So this is a small one.
Yep. So couple of interesting things you can do with the map tool. If you hold control and draw again and you're just trying to draw on the inside of the thing, you'll actually make a big thick line that's actually perfectly straight. So if for whatever reason you didn't want to just shift control, draw a straight line, you could do it with your map tool. Or maybe your map tool's just in that exact position you want to draw a line. You can draw, basically ram your drawing against the side of a map tool, and it will act like you just took a marker and drew it along it. I like the lines from the map tool because they're thicker.
Yeah.
And I noticed you drew a kind of a squiggly line there. If you don't actually like drag your cursor into the map tool while you're doing it, it will just draw a regular ass line.
Yeah, got you. Alright.
Alright, so I'm gonna go
I
ahead
thought
and delete
I
my
did that.
lines.
Yeah, it won't let me delete mine for some reason.
You gotta do a bunch when it comes to this thing because it actually counts them as multiple lines if you don't. If you do it a bunch. Here, I'm just getting rid of these for you, Steel.
Yeah, it won't let me delete them.
You kind of about to be in the center point of the line. Just hold down delete and just move your mouse around a lot. Go
Try
ahead,
to move
Cap.
Try to move the protractor away a little bit. It wouldn't let me delete it either.
Oh yes, you can't actually draw past the protractor. You have to move it out of your way. As far as I could tell, everything's out of the way anyways. Like, I don't see any more lines from y'all.
Okay.
Okay, so if you hold down the Alt key and click on the map tool, you can manually adjust the azimuth of the map tool to kind of see where you're going and all that.
If you do what now? Oh, okay.
So you can spin it around if you hold the Alt key and click on it. To reset it to true north, that's a self-interaction. Map tools, align map tool to north. To align it to your current azimuth, your physical azimuth, you can just align map tool to compass. You don't have to do it manually.
That's cool.
Now I'm going to go over some things you aren't expected to know, at least as far as the map tools go. I think probably y'all, well, if you were a Marine, you probably covered this in Land Nav.
Yeah.
When we're let's ignore that bit for a minute. Let's go back to this. So when we have two lines at the top of the map, or I'm sorry, two digits, 2-digit latitude and longitude, that represents a 1 kilometer square area. If we zoom in and we have 3 digits for each of the, or well, a 6-digit latitude, longitude, which is a 3 for latitude, 3 for longitude, you have a 100 square meter area. That can often be a little too big for us in an urban environment. We're going to start with the easy mode. So if you look, direct your attention, if you primary mouse click and hold it without hitting control or anything, you'll have a little yellow dot that everyone can see. So I see that that cap's on position. Okay, I see. Was that you as well, Steel?
Yeah,
Are
me.
you in position? Okay. So this is a keypad. It's not a dial pad. We're not using a phone to draw it. It'll be the same as your keyboard. So we have split this area up into essentially 33 square kilometers. So when we're calling out a grid coordinate and we want to be pretty specific, we'll say first thing we do is we go over, or I'm sorry, we go right and then up. So the last line before we get to our target going right is going to be, in this case, 042. The last line we get to before reaching our target going up is going to be 055. We can cheat in ARMA because our cursor tells us exactly what this thing is right here. It says 042055. I think I want us to be in the habit of saying, if we're calling a grid coordinate, we want it to break it up, because we sometimes use 8-digit grids, which are a 10 square kilometer range. We'll get to how we find that in a second. So if I wanted someone to bomb the shit out of this area right here, I would say, well, I'd go through the proper protocol, but I'd say requesting CAS support, or requesting close air support. They would say affirmative or something, and I would say target is at grid 042, break 055, keypad 6. Target is a tank. Target is identified by either painted with laser, red smoke, just a dot on the map occasionally. If we're getting serious, we'll do more. But I'm going to try and keep it a little bit lighter than I normally do, because I'm not even entirely sure I'm telling y'all correctly. But that is how we would identify this square to other people, is that keypad. If we needed to get more a narrower than a if we needed to get more specific than a 100 kilometer area, but didn't need to be specific enough for a 10 say 100 kilometer 100 meter square area, but didn't need to be down to the 10 meter square area, we would use the keypads. Now the map tool offers us an opportunity to find the exact 8-digit grid. So let's see. If I bring my map tool back to where we were, and I just put a dot, yellow dot here, and I want to find out exactly where that dot is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it the map tool with the 0, 0 in that upper right hand corner, that square that's there. I'm going to put that map tool right on top of that dot. And then what I'll do is, again, I'll go over and then up. So if I go and I see, may skip the first one on this one since it's so close to the line. So I'll say 042 5. So that'll be 0425 break 055. That's either a 6 or a 7. That'll be So that'll be 0425 break 0557. And that'll give them an 8-digit coordinate that will put them directly on target with this yellow dot. So we actually went into advanced lab nav there without really too much prompting, but I was having too much fun with CTAB. So I hope that wasn't a bore for y'all.
Not at all.
Kinda. I heard it like 10 times. No offense.
Yeah, this was more for
I've had
steals.
to sit through the class so many dang times.
I just wanted to just get on the same page with how our keypad is. I've seen some people claim that this keypad is, 9s at the bottom and 1s at the top. But I wanted to be on the same page for that, and this will be basic for steel as well.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the. I mean, yeah, obviously appreciate all the information. I was just saying, not like trying to be an asshole or anything.
No, I understand what you're getting at. Plus, I mean, a little bit of it is I'm sure they didn't tell you take your mouse and hit the Alt key and drag the map to here to get. This is how to use your knowledge right now. You may be one of the few people who's actually capable of using this knowledge, so it's a good thing to have your head around the controls, even if you know how to do it with a paper and a piece of plastic. You may not know how to do it with a keyboard and mouse. So I'm glad to hear that you're probably more familiar with this crap than I am, actually. But there's the computer side of things for you, and there's the other side of things you can teach me. So I won't bother going over formations with you, Kalik. We go, typically we move in a wedge. Well, we might have to cover movement because...
I'm gonna go change my fucking name quick.
I'm sorry, I did that again.
Who the fuck is Kalik?
You move you move at different speeds based on how you carry your gun and armor. So hitting control twice will actually kind of lower your weapon. And this is the typical speed at which we move. Sometimes we do it at a jog, sometimes we do it at a walk. But if you have your gun up and I have my gun down, we're going to move at different speeds. Control twice to lower your weapon.
Mm-hmm.
The default to lower your weapon is tapping control twice in a row quickly.
That's C for me.
Oh, okay. Or, yeah, you know what? I probably fucked with that at some point. But so we typically move with our weapons down unless we say weapons up or we take contact. We move in a 45-degree wedge with 10-meter spacing. The only other things we do are we go online, which means we're all facing the same direction in a line, about 10-meter spacing against steel. We do this when we're assaulting or we're flanking. Most of the time we will just fucking run for it and throw smoke and stuff. But when we're getting online, the purpose is for us to be online. We're moving at a combat pace, which for me was the double tapping click. That makes me walk. That means my gun doesn't bounce around when I move so much. We're either walking at this combat pace or we're just walking at the aimed out sight speed. The thing is, once we're online and we move up, we are not stopping. So everyone stays online, everyone moves up at that speed, firing on enemies as they go. Go ahead, Cap.
So it's not like if you guys have 2 people or like a 4-man squad, right? You have 2 and 4 rush while 1 and 3 lay down cover. So it's just everybody's going to push at the same time.
There is a formation. I went over it last night. People kind of pointed out that we haven't really used it in a while. Mostly that's because we have new people. We haven't gone over the formations in FTX for a while. They kind of fall out of disuse after we learn them. We do them like a few missions and we do them more rarely, and then we find ourselves with people who don't know what the hell we're talking about, and so it doesn't happen. So there's actually we do a limit of advanced movement where you've got the one team of 10 people. We do it in elements essentially. So you got Bravo element online firing at an enemy, and then you have Alpha element get online and flank the enemy. Bravo will shift fire away from the direction Alpha's coming, but continue to fire it to convince the enemy that they're still under attack, while Alpha mops them up, and we end up in a nice square of
I
2
gotcha.
lines when we're done.
Mhm.
And Bravo obviously moves up to move that square forward. So you're familiar with that cap. So we'll kind of skip that for now. Steel, if you're interested in it, we'll get to that after, before it gets too late tonight.
Okay.
So we've covered formations and sort of more so we've covered the speed at which we move, which is going to be the trickier part of things, I imagine. I hope I'm not going through this stuff too quick for you or boring y'all too much, but I hadn't figured out this whole teaching thing just yet.
Oh shit! No, you're doing actually a really good job. I was just turning my head back on and discovered the fucking
Okay.
shoulder cam.
So if you hit Shift G, you'll see an arc that you throw things at. This is your
Yeah.
grenade arc.
Grenades. Yeah.
Hitting Shift G again will change the type of grenade you're holding. So the thing I want to tell you about this arc is don't trust it. So I take it you just threw a grenade. Yeah, I'm wounded. We'll fix that in a second.
I got you. Don't worry.
That's why I don't trust myself with frag grenades.
So the thing
That's
about
why I
this
don't-
arc I wanted to get to is don't trust it implicitly. Like, you can use it maybe to throw it in a door or a window, but never do it with that window as your guy under it, because these arcs can be untrustworthy. They will bounce off of invisible walls, particularly like bunkers. You see a little slit hole, you might want to throw a grenade in there, and you see, oh, my arc's perfectly lined up. It'll bounce right in. No, it'll bounce off of an invisible wall and kill you and your rest of your squad. So take this arc with a grain of salt. It is handy for kind of figuring out exactly where your grenade's going to go, but do not trust it to go into a window just because it says it will. There are options in Arma to select between smoke grenades and other grenades. Other grenades typically being the lethal grenades, the frags. I set those onto my mouse to make it convenient for me, so I can switch between grenades in a hurry. Something to consider if y'all get to that point where you're customizing your controls. That covers all of the basics. I didn't go over stop, look, listen, but it is exactly what it sounds like. If we're moving, we might we'll typically pause every now and then to stop and look for enemies, listen for vehicles. It's a good opportunity, like, just to kind of point yourself in a direction and repack your mags. So, and speaking of, Arma's a pretty decent milsim. If y'all fired off your guns and reloaded at some point, which I'm sure both of you have probably done by now, if you go to self-interaction, you'll see the option to repack magazines. You can select your weapon's magazines, and this will take...
Hold what?
Self-interact, that's the control Windows key, and there's the repack magazines, and you select the magazine, and you'll see a bar go across your screen. This takes as much time as your magazines are all disorganized. This is how you get the half-used magazines to be fresh magazines. You take bullets out of... You don't have what?
I don't have the interaction thing you're talking about.
Self-interact is control Windows, and you don't see a repack mag option?
Nope.
Okay, that means your mags are currently packed. If you go shoot at that building real quick, just fire off a couple of shots, change mag. Go ahead and change mags. Don't empty your mags.
Oh,
fire a few rounds off of this mag. Go ahead, fire steel.
Oh, I have the repack thing now.
Okay, so once you fired a few bullets out of 2 mags and then switched mags, you'll have the option to repack your mags. What this does is take bullets out of the half-used mags, feed them into other half-used mags until you have full mags and empty mags as a result. When you're done, in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, it'll tell you how many fulls and how many partials you have. You can abort this process by pushing escape during the middle of a packing operation. this will also tell you how many fulls and partials you have left to work with. So if you find yourself in the middle of packing and it's taking forever and somebody says it's time to move, hit escape and get on moving. You'll pack your mags when you have another opportunity.
How do you switch sites again?
Control right click.
Is double R speed reload?
I don't believe so. I'm not sure what double R would do typically.
I mean, like just like a tactical reload versus speed reload.
I'm not sure that this game recognizes a tactical reload versus a speed reload or anything.
Didn't look like it did.
Yeah, there is a weapon mod, or there is a mod that we accept into our unit called the Tactical Weapon Swap mod, which will allow you to switch between your pistol and your rifle quite quickly. Oh, you already have it, I see.
I think I have it too. What button is it? Or how do you do it?
1 and 2.
It's something you set. Well, there's
Yeah.
1 and 2, and
Mhm.
that's pretty quick. If you look at me, if both of y'all look at me, this is 1, 2, 1, 2. That's pretty quick.
Yeah.
But if you have the Tactical Weapon Swap mod, it looks like this.
The fuck?
That looks like an actual draw.
Yeah.
It'll
Belly
actually just drop the thing to
for
my
that
chest and I'll pull a pistol. If you do 1, 2, and 1, 2, the weapon actually goes to your back before you draw your pistol. If you use the Tactical Weapon Swap mod, which is allowed, but it's not like required. We don't actually we don't really promote it.
Yeah.
It'll be a little quicker. And honestly, mine seems a little bugged right now because it almost seems a little slower. But it is if I'm not sure if y'all are seeing that the difference in speed between me saying,
No, I can definitely see it.
but bam, yeah, and then it's doing something funny there with this pistol. I think that might be just an error with this pistol. We're having a little trouble with this pistol, this deployment, from what I can tell. Like for right now, for me, whenever Cap pulls his pistol, it's actually floating on the floor. Same's true of Steel right now. His pistol's floating away from him. I don't know if y'all see
That's
my
weird.
pistol floating in the weirdness. But yeah, if tactical weapon swap's working correctly, then you'd see my primary weapon fall to my chest and I pull out a pistol. And that's something you're welcome to use if you choose to. But as far as a tactical or a quick reload, we only swap magazines. Arma thankfully doesn't randomly give you a bullshit magazine. It will always give you the best magazine you have. But if you want to turn your partials into full, you got to use the repack. So we learned how to do repack.
That's cool.
So
That's just that's cool.
okay, so you can use. I showed y'all how to use the rangefinders earlier. You can use that to help you do land nav, and if we didn't have a GPS for whatever reason, but did have rangefinders, that's handy. We went over the amount of blood already. Kind of already went all the way up to advanced medical, because we just happened to. We went over drugs and everything. We talked about, or we did transfusion, CPR. We looked at heart rate. If I were to reiterate something on that, between each time you do a CPR, you check the heart rate to see if they've regained a heart rate. Once they're in a point where they're all sewn up and they have a heart rate, we consider them stable. You probably want to take off the tourniquets, or at least warn them when you're running away that they have tourniquets on them that they'll need to take off. You would only do this if you're called to do security or you're a medic and you need to do something else. You wouldn't bother taking them off. As line troopers, y'all's last focus is kind of being medic. Y'all primary focus will be security. In fact, I want y'all to be in a position where somebody says, y'all should be doing medic and not security before you do security. Because everyone's habit is they see a man down, they want to get on him, and they want to help him. It's a habit that starts off with new players. It's a habit that plagues the old players. We're trying to do better about that. So I see Pro has also looked into the put backpack on chest option. Let's
Oh, yeah,
let
I've
me
seen
write that
that.
down into my menu just so that I
Wait,
don't forget
who did
in
that?
the
I did
future.
that.
Yeah, you so let's talk about let's talk about why we might use that real quick. So hold on a second. Attach strobe.
Do it.
So each of us is packed 2 strobes in our inventory. So if I go to self interaction and I look at equipment, there's the option to attach an item. There is the MS-IFF strobe version 1. So if you attach that to yourself and you turn on your NVGs, if y'all turn on your NVGs and look at me, you'll notice that I'm blinking.
How do I do that?
NVGs are usually in.
I must not have a designator on me. Because the only thing it's saying
Oh,
for
I have
equipment
it.
is put backpack on chest. Unless I'm
You
looking at the wrong
just press
thing.
N. Oh, don't worry about that. Just press N.
Well, no,
Well,
he's
yeah,
talking
but
about
I mean, I'm
something
trying
else.
to get my tag, my designator.
Did you perhaps throw it when you were throwing grenades? Because it also acts as a grenade.
Was that an option?
Yes, there's an eye. It
'Cause
looked
I
like
threw
a little.
something over here that didn't.
Well, it should
explode.
be blinking if you did throw it, and I don't see it blinking. They go forever.
Are they
Let's see.
automatically turned on?
Check your inventory real quick. Yeah, they automatically turn on when you throw them. At any rate. They should be at the near the bottom of your armor inventory. Here, I'm gonna put one on the ground where I'm standing. So you can
What am I
grab
looking
it.
for again?
Yeah, I'm not seeing one.
It's the IFF.
I don't have one either. I don't think.
How did I fuck that up? Just put a tourniquet on it.
IFF. Yeah,
Oh,
I do
yeah,
not
you were
have an
bleeding.
IFF. Who's bleeding?
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm in pain because I had a tourniquet on me and I never addressed it. So let's
Yeah,
let's
you were
go.
talking. I didn't want to interrupt you.
That's fine. That's fine. Let's go over. I just trying to bring a handy reminder about how that works. Let's go ahead and load from loadout because I want to check y'all out because y'all should have had that and we need to fix your loadouts if y'all don't. So go in here and go to loadouts and load the loadouts I gave you.
Right.
Which one? BR5 or Matt?
BR55 should do this right. Okay, now
There it is.
Cap,
I
I
did
want
throw
you
it.
to put away your weapon with 0. And then self-interact, surrender for me.
I'm afraid I can't do that. I'm gonna die fighting, man.
Just do it. It lets me look into your inventory.
I'm just kidding. I got it. I attached it.
Okay, good. So you have it. So it's in your inventory. Okay, so my wound just reopened. I'm gonna go ahead and you know what? I'm just gonna ace heal us real quick.
Got some stitches. Need some stitches.
Yeah, but this will be quicker, and I'm getting.
All right, I just put on my other loadout. Let's see.
Oh, there we go. Is it on now?
All right. So if you hit in your NVGs, you'll often. You say y'all attached them?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I. Hold on. Oh, I see what happened. It's because I darkened. Well, no, that's not it. I thought I saw it for a second on you, but now I don't see it anymore.
I might have just taken it off.
There's a big question mark.
No, it
where the
says
strobe is
detach
supposed
item.
to be.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
I wonder if they stopped working
Oh, that's my
correctly.
pistol.
I switched
says
to
it's
the
on the-
second loadout. Let me see.
That's weird. Hold on.
What's going
Where it says strobe on my visor thing, but it's just a big question mark.
Strobe
I
on
don't
your
know what
visor? What are you talking about?
It's on the bottom right of my visor.
For his inventory hub. By his rifle and whatnot. Same.
Yeah.
It's showing the same
In
for
the
me as well.
Ace Interact, then yeah, you would have.
Yeah, because it's definitely attached. So.
It's attached. I wonder if there's something wrong with that strobe. I'm gonna grab the other one.
I think there is. Because, like I said, it's showing a big question mark.
Sure, it's a question mark and not a chain or something.
That is definitely a question mark.
Yeah, it's
Well, it looks,
a
this could be
100% a
hook.
question mark.
It's a question mark?
Definitely a question
I don't see
Yeah,
that.
I don't know. But it's definitely a question mark for me. And I guess him too.
No,
Yeah.
this is the only grenade that's available in this deployment, so it has to be the one that was working. Let me zoom out on myself. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. Is it because I turned down my brightness? Turn it up.
You take the cargo net off the box, that's fine.
Gonna load something. Oh, Sid's coming into here to check on us.
Hey.
Serpentine's gonna be our Oni agent who kind of guided us down this
Oh,
path.
lag.
Okay, let's see. If I freshen up my arsenal, and I put on.
When I go ADS and night vision, it goes back to regular vision.
Oh, you can also turn on your you gotta, because of, we'll call it the smart scope.
Well, I found
You
my watch
activate
button.
your NVGs while aiming down sight, they'll turn on. Because
Alright,
technically
gotcha.
that's considered to be looking down scope, so it's just a limitation in the game. You gotta match them. So what was I going? Oh yes, I was going to turn on my NVGs, and then I was going to attach this, and then I was going to go third person. Alright, I can't really demonstrate it. Normally, if you have the IR probe attached to you, and you are in NVGs, you'll be able to see a strobe blinking on us. For some reason, it's not working right now, but I expect that's a temporary problem. You won't see it in low light, but its primary use is to keep air from accidentally blowing us up. Is how I understand it. It makes you very visible under NVGs.
Yeah, and us from
Okay.
shooting each other.
Yeah. So that's how you attach that, and we'll talk about. So the only reason you move your backpack to chest is if we're going to do a parachute drop. We typically drop in these drop pods here, which I'm gonna show you how to do in a second.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Sorry, the thing decided to let me attach it again. Oh no, wait, that's a grenade. Ignore me. I'm sorry.
All right. So
Okay.
the main reason you would put your backpack on your chest is for parachutes. You would put a backpack on your chest and you would grab a parachute. Sometimes we're jumping out of airplanes and we have the option to static line jump. Jump Master will tell you when to jump in that case. But if you forget to move your backpack to your chest before getting onto that plane, you might actually be able to do it while on plane. But if you forget to move the backpack to your chest before you use the static line jump, you will lose your backpack and everything inside of it. And people will get frustrated.
Right quick. It looks like it's making my designator a grenade.
What? Yeah, it counts as a grenade. And under normal situations, if I was using my NVGs, that designator, you can use it both as a grenade and attach it to your body, is what I was trying to let you know.
Alright.
But I think he just Ace Interact picked it up. You can't put it back in your inventory once you've thrown it for some
Yeah,
reason, but you can put that in your inventory.
Yeah, just equipped it. Should be anyway. Am I
You
blinking
have
now?
2 of them. No, it's still on the ground. don't worry about it. Anyways,
I mean, I picked it back up, so.
you can pick it up, but it won't go back to your inventory like the explosives will. I think it's because I don't know. Don't.
Okay.
I mean, you can try it later if you think that's right, but I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. Plus, it's still on the ground. It's right there.
Yeah, I can see it right in front. Yeah, you're.
You can
looking
pick
at
it up and carry it, but you
Oh, wait,
won't
he's
be able to
picking
put
Oh,
it back
yeah.
into your inventory. So you can run with like a smoke grenade in that way, and you can re-throw it. It's a way to kind of like bring back some of that throwback grenade kind of stuff that we would never ever do. But yeah, you can re-throw smoke grenades. Is pretty much the use case for picking up grenades. To kind of get them out farther, to kind of conceal yourself better. So what was I talking about? So yeah, just make sure that you always put your backpack on your chest before doing a static line jump. Otherwise, you lose your inventory. Once you hit the ground, you'll take the backpack, you'll take the parachute off your back and drop it, and you'll move the thing back to your chest. That's why that option exists. Let's go in here and take a look at the jump computer, or the. Yeah, here's someone's right here.
What is
Someone.
it?
That's someone's
Oh,
IR strobe.
Dibs.
Oh, he got rid of the inventory. We don't need it anyways. So, this is the computer that designates the drop pod. So we open up the control menu and we can actually see a map of the area. You'll want to consult between C-Tab and this map, figure out where your allies are, and you're going to want to drop near them but not on top of them because you can kill them with this shit. I don't know if you can view the computer while I'm looking at it.
I don't think so.
I can't interact with it at all.
Well, if you were on the stream, you'd be able to see it. But so
I'm
what
on
I'm going
the-
to do is I'm going to tell y'all step by step. So you click on the mouse wheel and you click on the control menu, open control menu. Let's start with steel.
What do I need to do?
Use your scroll wheel and then select open control menu.
Okay.
So do you have the menu open?
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll see a map, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you click on that map to designate where you're going to drop. You're going to want to drop near your allies. Don't actually hit launch for me. But you click on it, you'll see a red circle around your target. That is the potential area where you could fall during the drop. You don't want to fall on top of your allies, so make sure that red doesn't cover
If I click
them.
on the map, oh, I see.
You see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go, and once you had selected an area, you would click launch.
I'm
Despite
not
the
gonna
fact,
do that, though.
right? So go ahead and jump out, and let's
Cancel?
or just hit
No,
escape.
I'm out. I'm in here too.
Oh, you've already
Okay.
seen it. So in the menu, you click on it. Thing about it is it takes time. There's about a 30-second wait once you click it before launch, and then there's a delay after that too. So, and you can only launch all the vehicles that are manned at one location. You can't individually target the pods. So if say there's some dead, so this is our kind of our respawn mechanism. If you die in battle, you'll likely use these to get back into action. So what'll happen is sometimes people from Alpha or people from Bravo will die, and people from Charlie will die. They'll all be in here, wanting to use the controls. You gotta take your turn. You select where you want to drop. You hit the launch key. You run over. You get into a pod. And when the launch completes, you're there. So we're going to do a test run real quick. I'm going to actually launch the pods. We're all going to climb in, and we'll get to experience what a drop's like.
Cool.
Okay, launching. 29 seconds to launch. Climb into a pod.
Alright, hold on, Spades. Let them
canceling.
jump on for a second. No.
Okay,
Get them in there.
y'all get into the pods.
Am I supposed to close the doors now? Or?
They'll close
Yeah, it
automatically.
takes a little bit.
Okay.
Something the matter, Sid?
Yeah, I'll just wait. I just want to talk to you privately for a sec.
Understood.
Bye.
Bye.
Enjoy the drop. I've actually never seen them disappear. Okay. Alright. Yes, spades. When you're doing all the Arsenal stuff, make them use those ones, because they're the ones we do use.
I know.
Stop.
I'm walking it through them. I'm just using it as a loadout reference.
Yeah, because like they're not gonna have all that, and they're probably gonna ask why isn't there that box in the middle? Like,
yeah, no, I
please.
showed them that they're going to have to pull their guns off the rack and everything.
Alright, cool.
I did that just to get the loadouts ready for them. The only thing that I figure might be in that box that might not be there for deployment is the entrenching tool, and I wanted that just to be part of their loadout, whether we had it or not, you know, in those boxes.
Yeah, because I don't want them going up like, hey, where's all this stuff? It's like, no, that's all the crap you get.
I didn't
Yeah.
even
And you
give
gotta pick up
them
one
like
thing.
I didn't even give them like liters of blood or anything. They got
Where did they land? Oh, they're still
should be
dropping.
very nearby. Yeah.
Yeah, also, I really wanted to say this real quick. Keep all your stuff to the simplest, like all that radio stuff. Keep it to the simple. They don't really need to talk to air or anything like that. Like, you've gone into a little bit too much depth.
Yeah,
If you
I'm trying to tame it down
Yeah.
a little bit. I mean, at least I've actually divided it up into classification, like of, you know, advanced teachings and basic teachings, and I'm asking them if they want to get more advanced before I introduce them into other things. But
yeah, because they really don't need the because I want to tell you this, Spades, like these guys are pretty cool with it. Like, apparently it looks like everyone from Charlie's pretty cool with it. It's just that like it can get boring if you keep going on with like too much advanced stuff.
yeah, I'm asking permission to go into the advanced stuff now. I'm not doing that anymore. I kind of screwed up with Fry a bit, but I've divided it up into like basics, intermediaries, and advanced. And I'm not going into the intermediaries until I finish basics, and then I ask them if they're ready for more.
So just so we're on the same page, can you write me what your basics down and just send me a message to it?
Sure. I'll actually give you a. I have it listed under concepts right now in this document that I'll share with you.
Because really, all the basics I need everyone to have is just enhanced movement, basic radio etiquette, and not medical, like very basic medical, like enough that they won't die immediately, like basically tourniquets, bandages.
All right, I'm gonna send you the document. You should have access to it, at least read access. It's gonna be on the second sheet. It's gonna be under concepts.
Okay. I did notice the loadout. I kind of like them.
So these are
I haven't actually gone through them all through.
These are mostly my own notes, so I'm sorry if they don't make a lot of sense just reading them.
I don't know.
But
well, I like the layout of that. I did catch a glimpse of them before.
So yeah, some of it only makes sense to me, I'm afraid, but go ahead and bring the guys back here. Ended. They have. Okay. Teleport. There wasn't anything else you wanted to go over with me before they get back?
We've been here.
I just pulled them back. Sorry.
The only other thing I can think of off the top of my head is, I've just seen it right now, reacting to contact.
Yeah, is that too advanced, do you think?
No. We need to know that.
Okay.
It's a shit show when we can't fucking get reacting to contact right.
I think I actually missed that with those guys, so I'm glad you had me bring this up, because go over that.
Well, it's and clearing buildings as well.
Yeah. I did the basic Mac marking, but I got distracted before I went over clear. So I'll go ahead and do that. Let's see, what was I? Turn back up my volume.
Oh,
All right,
oh shit.
what's up?
What?
Oh, nothing. I wasn't sure if we weren't supposed to be in here still or not.
No,
It's
you're good.
he's just giving me some pointers on teaching. I have a bad habit of giving too much information and losing people's interest. So it's something I'm working on. I've been spending the last 3 days doing training, so I'm hoping I'm kind of filing down the bad spots. So come over. Oh god damn it! I'm talking over radio on the wrong net. I'm talking over radio on the wrong net because I got an arsenal. Let's get that sorted. So we're gonna go over a couple of things real quick. I missed a couple of basic concepts I forgot to go through. So we talked about marking the map on CTab. Are y'all both on 4.1.3? Hello? My team speak jacked up again?
I don't think we can hear you again.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Ah, shit. That is so inconvenient.
There he is.
That is so
We
frustrating.
can hear you now.
Okay, so there was a couple of things under basics I accidentally fucked up. So I showed you how to mark these buildings, or well, showed you that we should be marking these buildings before we get there. One of the reasons I said is, oh, I'm in F. You can immediately let people know. The thing I forgot to mention is when you finish working in a building and you can identify I'm in F and F is clear, you want to drop a little blue dot on F. So if you look at your map, you want to just double click on the little F building, change your color to blue, and leave a little blue dot just like this. That's a building marked clear for you. That y'all see it? I guess you could change the color of F, but I think we prefer to have a separate dark marking it clear.
I didn't mean to do that.
My bad. I thought that's what you wanted me to
I
do.
think I did that. It's my bad.
You'll just create a new dot and you'll do it. So
I didn't realize I clicked on that.
It's okay. So we've done with that. During formations, I should have talked about reacting to contact. First thing we're going to want to do is if you're just going to want to announce contact. If they get the jump on you, you may not know where they are and you may not be able to provide that information. But another thing to do is communicate as clearly as possible to your next up that you are in contact and you want to describe their location or your location, their direction, their composition, and that pretty much covers it. I think you want to say like, man, like I mean, it's typical Arma shit. Man, 300 meters, degree, like that kind of crap. Like
it's like the 3Ds, distance, description, and oh
direction.
shit, yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's probably what I was fishing for. Although I think you're Marines, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
the one I got was Army, so I don't think it was 3Ds. I think it was kind of out of the order I want, because personally,
description.
Direction is my first concern typically.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant. I'm just.
No. I mean, it's valid, but they
so.
come up with all these fucking acronyms, and they seem just so out of order to me. And they we're gonna talk like Okoka, like you may have heard of that in the Marines as well. But it's like, and K for key terrain. I'm like, what? K for key? Why not T for terrain? Oh, whatever. Yeah, we got Okoka. We got 2 O's, a C, and a K, and they stand for all these different things that they could have changed the lettering on, made it like an actual acronym or something. I don't know. I hate it. Bo says I overthink it. So yeah, you're gonna want to get that information
Pelican
up.
time?
You're gonna want to find secondary to giving this information. Well, secondary to announcing that you're in contact would be gain
Shit,
cover. So you want to get. I mean, if you're in a field, you're gonna want to throw smoke to conceal yourself. If there's rocks nearby, you're going to want to grab cover to keep yourself alive. And that communication is also important to get it up the chain of command that you're in a firefight. It's probably the most important thing, because if everyone drops and no one even hears about it, it's going to be a while maybe before they check on you and figure out that happened. So I'd say communication is paramount, followed by concealment and cover. Cover and concealment, perhaps. I mean, failing cover, throw concealment. And then again, the 3Ds: distance, direction, description. So I'm going to probably write that down here. And that covers the entirety of basic. I may have already said that once, but I forgot those two things. It's actually, is there anything more that I mean, am I wasting, is that enough for y'all tonight, or are y'all interested in more?
I think we covered quite a bit. I just have one question that I've been holding on to.
Okay.
Where's the fucking rocket ammo?
The rocket ammo is in. Okay, I'm getting a feedback from someone. Check.
No rocket
It's
ammo.
calm.
Okay.
No, sorry, man.
So no, there is rocket ammo. You have to. Okay, thank you, Kong. So this. Fuck, it's still there.
It's still there.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try and. It seems like it's sorted now. So this deployment, Sid, one of the things Sid asked me to do is not to have y'all pull out of that arsenal, because remember how I was talking over by the gun range. We'll actually be grabbing our guns off the rack and then loading our inventory. That remains the same. So part of the deal with that is all our rockets are actually in the inventory of those cabinets. So if you were a rocket soldier, you would grab the rocket out of the cabinet's inventory, not out of the arsenal. Before you play with the rockets, though, Kong, you have excellent timing. I want to run us through the obstacle course.
Okay.
And Cap, you'll have the opportunity to use your breaching charge during this.
We're going to the simulation range.
Did you say simulation range?
Yeah, the kill house,
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
All right, one sec.
Oh, what we went to. Kong, will you join us with that, or was there something else you were wanting to do?
I'm
No,
just
no, I'm
checking
fine.
my
Fine, man.
big screen. Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking to me.
Did you might want to go ahead and change your radio
Oh yeah.
if you like. Oh, and you probably want to grab some weapons if you're actually going to run the course.
Oh, but I've got any.
Isn't that just a nightmare? The test is today, and you left your automatic weapon at home.
Same with bad luck.
So, I tend to just walk us through it, but just go, and if there's I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to bog y'all down with too much more, so we'll just walk. We'll just run
There
through
it
the
is.
course. I'm not gonna walk you through it. Ah, you found the lean buttons.
I found the main ones. I couldn't find the others though.
Oh, those are the actual that you're actually using the actual stance shifting buttons.
Yep.
That's
what I was trying to figure out.
How the fuck do you do that?
Control W will take you up from crouching. Control S will lower you to crouching.
Oh.
Control
So
A and
there's, like,
Control D will
individual
sidestep to
stances.
the corresponding.
Yeah.
Oh.
save those for later typically, but
That's
all
cool.
right. So we'll just run the course real quick.
They take burst fire. They change fire modes.
Push the 1 key again. For 1 should, I think, bring up your
Okay,
battle
I got you.
rifle, and then you
Yep.
got change. I
Press
thought this
F,
thing
right?
had a full auto option.
And it's just burst and
Huh.
single. The other one has a full option.
Yeah, but probably
other
no
rifle.
burst.
Yeah, it's just single and full. I think on the other one, this one's single and burst.
So once Kong gets dressed, we're gonna go run the course. Go ahead and lock one of those doors so he can. This is one of these guys is gonna Cap here is gonna be Charlie's demo man. So
This guy.
Yeah, I've already done it, Spades. I've
you already
locked
locked the
some of
door?
those doors.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So we'll know that a door is ready with simulation. That's it. We're actually supposed to open it because we'll see the handle jiggle and the door like kind of shake a little bit, but it won't let us in. Many doors during a mission will be locked, quote unquote, but those are just not simulated. They're not meant for us to actually use.
Or they're an accident because the guy put the simulation off and forgot to turn it back on. It's happened sometimes.
It has occasionally happened to doors we're supposed to be able to breach, but I just want you to know that just because you can't get in a door doesn't mean time to slap a breaching charge on it. Alright, Kong, since we've already run this, I think me and you will take point. Pro, or why do I want to call you Pro if not Cap? Cap here will be following on your side, so, and then Steel will be following me. We're just kind of breeze through the course, and I'm gonna talk about things as I go through it, but I'm gonna try and keep it a little bit mid-speed, because I'm in the habit of walking us through it and then running us through it. We're just gonna do it one time, and we're gonna kind of mid-speed it. All right, let's go. You may want to get your flashbangs ready.
Or the stun grenade.
They are
Oh,
the
you guys made a good
M4A. I'm sorry, the M84 grenades.
Is it Shift G to switch grenades?
Yes, hit Shift G repeatedly to switch grenade.
You said
M84.
which one? Okay.
I'm sorry, Sid. Were you trying to get
No,
my attention for something? Okay.
I'm just gonna hold up your rear, that's all.
Gotcha. Let me know when y'all are ready.
I'm already up.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna move in. First thing as I see a civvy, I'm gonna let people know on network, civ pop in the building, watch yourself. There's a civvy in the foyer.
Door won't open for some reason.
Say what?
Okay.
Oh,
Door wouldn't open.
it's open.
It's already
for me.
open.
So
Yeah.
What the hell?
I'm going to. So these
Yeah,
targets
it's
pop up pretty
A
quickly.
little funky.
So don't worry if you see one pop up. It's not our responsibility to keep it down. So Kong, you're on my right side. We're gonna creep up on this. We've got 2 openings. We're gonna try and keep our eyes on both of them. As I creep up, I saw this guy. I dropped him. I'm gonna throw a flashbang in that area, and then me and the guy who's following me are gonna push past it, while the 2 on my right are gonna move in and clear. So flash out, cover your eyes, move.
We're going in.
And we hold this position until you rejoin us.
How many with you?
Okay, we have a similar situation. So Kong will be on that side, and me and him are gonna kind of cross our barrels a little bit here, and I'm gonna watch where he can't see, and he's gonna watch where I can't see until we get to the limit of our cover. And we're
You're
gonna
clear
pull the
as
same
far as I
stunt
can see.
again. What's the matter?
Nothing, nothing. You're clear.
So I typically want you to get up a little further, I think, and just kind of keep cutting the pie around me, Kong, until you get to the limit of where you're covered. Okay, you don't have anywhere else to go. So we're gonna pull the same stunt. I'm gonna throw a grenade, or throw a flashbang since there's Civ Pop in the building. We're gonna hide our eyes, and then we're gonna move up.
All right, let's go.
I'm gonna cover this corner.
There's a-
Now, I've found
This is-
friendly captives in the building. I'm going to announce
Yeah.
that to you. Steel, yes, watch that area too. What's going on?
He's good.
Yeah, we have a friendly captain.
Everything all right?
Yeah.
All good in there. All clear.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
good.
so
They're good.
Kong's on me. Kong, I want you. I want Steel on me, and I want you to lead.
Sorry, I went over.
I want you to
I was
lead,
looking at the
Cap.
captive.
Yeah, you were covering that area. So we saw captives in this building. Again, we're going to communicate that to y'all. I'm going to cover this zone until y'all clear that that other opening.
I'm around this other side. Who am I with? Oh, Cap. I'm around to this other part of cover. I'll cover you.
Once you see that there's nothing behind there, Steel, you'd be back on me.
What do you see?
Got one guy in a civvy. Take him out. Hostile down.
On you. Oh, they went down this time.
They both did.
So we kind of cover. In your case, since you're actually with me, you would cover the entrance to make sure no one comes behind us.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe right about where you are. Taking
All
it
clear in
cover,
there.
and I'll be watching this. And then when they're on us, they'll let us know. So we're gonna move up now.
Cap.
Okay.
You up.
I don't
Another
think-
captive. Oh, those.
So I'm just gonna slice the pie around here. Civvy in the built room, watch your fire. Okay. In the Steel, you'll be on me. Kong will sweep left and watch all his corners on the way around the room.
Room here. Anna. Down. Clear.
Openings here, 2 openings. Okay. So I'll get to this point before and then I'll wait for the squad to regroup.
On you.
All right. So there's an opening here. I'm gonna announce that I'm crossing, so the next guy can take my spot. Crossing.
Gone. See you.
I see a captive in the next room. Otherwise, it's clear. Am I clear?
Yep.
Okay, so
All
we'll
clear.
move up. Civvies in the room, 2 of them. I'm gonna cover this area with Steel. Y'all 2 will have to push up into that room and finish whatever's in there. Kong and
Yeah, we're
On your left,
Yeah.
Kong.
Gone. If you got a shot, take it. Alright.
2 down.
So-
There's a door to the right. Shot a civilian.
That you did.
oh, that's the first time Charlie's did that. I shot the HVT, but I thought that was what we're supposed to do.
Should I be moving forward here?
Just find the best area you can have cover from. I guess at this point you would actually be watching our rear since I'm watching our front to make sure no one kind of comes in the same way we did.
Yeah, I'm
Alright.
already on it, Spades.
Yeah, we got a serpentine in here.
All clear.
All right, we reform and we move up. Civvy. Oh, this is a dead end. We are clear. So, and y'all already cleared all the way up there?
Yep.
Well, where was our turn then if it's not back here?
No, you meant to go this way, aren't you?
Oh yeah, we would have wanted someone watching that area. Oh, you already
Fine, we
moved
clear-
up this far?
Yeah, we moved all the way until this point. Took these
Okay.
two out in front of us.
Okay, good. So we'll reform. Kong, actually go ahead and take a point since you're further deeper in the building at this point. Follow.
See a potential hostile around the corner.
Alright, I'm on your right.
I'll take the left side. He's down. I already shot that guy in the doorway, so we're good.
Okay, we got a
See anything?
friendly captive in
Okay.
the left on the
Kong,
desk.
is our right side clear? Or is there any openings
Yep.
to our right?
No, we're all
Okay,
good.
so we'll just move in.
Don't on me.
Go for it, Kong. You turn and take the corner, and then we move into that opening. Secure it.
All clear. Room full of ODSTs.
For ODST, room clear.
All clear.
So Kong would have probably secured over here to make sure no one came in through this area while we did that. I'll go ahead and resume point.
Good.
Okay, I'm about to cross. Crossing. Contact. Okay. We're gonna move up to this white building. I'm gonna peek in the window. Let's see, what was his name again? Steel, you'll be on me. Kong and Cap will breach. First room clear.
I'll open it.
Appears clear anyways. Watch yourself.
I'll open the door. You,
No
our
charge.
door's locked.
Okay, once they get in, I want you, Steel, to be on that corner of the building, just like I'm on this corner.
Alright.
Set those boom boom charges up.
Wait, is it locked?
Yeah, it's locked.
Okay, good, good. We need to make sure there's no one in that closet.
Breaching in place. How far back do we need to be from these charges?
They're
you don't-
shaped,
you
so
just
I
need to
think
be
we're
around
fine.
that corner.
Alright. Alright, breaching.
On you.
Clear.
Oh, I still do a door. There's still a door on my screen.
Did you take out this guy in the
Yeah.
Do you want to breach this one?
If you're unsure if a man's been killed, go ahead and kill him again.
No, I took both these guys down.
Alright.
Yep.
So we're waiting for them to come back out the building and rejoin us.
Clear.
we had a contact down in one of the trailers and then one way in the back.
All clear.
Good work. Alright. I'm moving around the building. On you, Sid.
You go one way. I'll go
Yeah,
another
it's
way.
clear out here.
He went around this way.
Okay.
Sorry, I guess I should have said which direction the building.
You can go around me if you want.
Oh, okay. So we'll continue on.
Yeah.
Alright, and I'm gonna push up. I'm gonna cut around this building. This corner clear. Around the south side of the red building is clear.
Sweet.
Okay, so we're gonna want to get in on this door. Let's see if it's open. Stack up.
Nope.
Door's
Breach.
locked. Get ready to breach. Looking good, guys. Looking
Charge
good.
pace.
On your mark.
Breaching.
Okay, move in. Watch the windows to the left.
Clear.
Okay, let me get up here. So Kong, okay, I'll get in front. So when I go in, I'm going to go hard left and clear left. The next guy behind me needs to watch the right, center, and all that.
Gotcha,
and,
boss.
and we
I'll
all got to
take
keep
right.
moving so no one gets caught in the doorway. So, moving.
All clear.
We already get this contact outside. Watch that too. Down. All right, let's stack up on the north side door. Steal Kong. Where's Kong?
Right
Behind
behind
Just
you.
behind you.
Oh, good, good. Right where you're supposed to be. All right, I'm opening. Room clear. Let's go back. There's another door before we get in here. I'll clear this side too. We might, would in this case, leave one person guarding this area. I'll take that. Kong, do you want to lead them through that next room?
Yeah, go for it. Alright, boys, stack up. Door's locked. Breacher.
Roger, breaching.
Alright, stack up on Breacher.
Charge place. Breaching.
Go, go, go. Nice.
Clear left.
Alright, I'm going to move it back to y'all's position. Let's take the enemy commander alive if we can.
What do you want us to wound him?
Oh, breach, yeah, go in there.
Yeah, it seems the door got blasted open on that initial.
I see that too, yeah, I wasn't expecting that myself.
Oh, well, we killed him.
Oh well.
He's wounded, but he's
I
wounded.
shot
but
him
he's
in the
alive.
leg.
He's wounded, but he's alive.
Yeah, he jumped right back up, didn't he?
He did spry for his old age.
Alright, let's get out of here. So we'll okay, that door
Oh.
was locked, but we know how to get around that without breaching it, so we won't breach it. No, I hate how I never figure out these fucking doors.
Oh shit.
Found.
Clear.
Alright.
Friendly. Friendly. Just jump over it.
Ah, this fucking thing.
Alright, I think that went pretty well.
You know you're not done.
I'm not done.
Nope. There's still this hallway.
How did I...
Oh, for
What the hell is wrong with these gates?
Yeah, it's the scripting.
Alright, once y'all are
Oh, yeah.
stacked up on me, I'm actually gonna flash this room. Over your eyes.
Oh, that's
Bad
gonna
flash. Alright, move in.
Oh, I'm fucked up.
Okay. There might be one right in this cubby next to me. Can someone get on the opposite side of me and peek? Your corner's
There's
clear,
movement.
but you
I
don't
don't
see
see
any.
anything.
Okay.
No.
Well, that's that then.
Yeah, you know.
Yay.
And that's how Spades left the enemy behind his team.
Well, this is easier just to jump over.
Yep. Alright, so I liked a lot of that. And I didn't feel like most of what I said had any need to be said, so I'm pretty happy with that. It felt pretty organic, honestly.
I'm gonna head up. Catch you guys later.
Later. I think that's it for tonight, unless y'all really want the
Oh
don't know.
God!
alas, poor Serpentine. I barely knew him.
We were just becoming best friends. Damn it.
So yeah, we're dismissed. If y'all want to
I
play
think,
around,
I think the only thing is rear security.
mm-hmm.
So I mean, like, who's gonna designate that? It's
Well,
obviously the last person.
I got
but...
used to kind of moving in with just 3 men on this course. This time I think we had Steel to kind of turn around and watch our back from time to time. Generally, yeah, it would be one of the last persons or last people in line, but I kind of forward security and rear security kind of fell to my side there, and I feel like Steel was in a decent position to do it. We could have probably been a little, or I might have given it a little more attention than that, but I
Yeah.
wanted right and left flanks covered as well, and that's why I sent him forward in
And it's
some
mostly
cases.
just Serpentine coming up behind us.
Hmm?
So it's mostly just Serpentine coming up behind us.
Yeah, and I did
Yeah,
count
but-
him as one of us, and he did said he would follow us, but I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe
Ju-
I
just in
should have
case.
put some guidance in there. It's a good point to bring up. We'll have to think about that in the future. But with the 4 of us, there was enough of us. There was enough directions for us to be pointing. That is killing me, Kong.
Oh, sorry,
What
what
I
am I
mean is,
doing?
like, as we
I
move.
hear everything I say. And
Oh,
the second
sorry.
delay. You might be able to like
Hey, bro.
lower your gain or something so that background noise get. There's something in TeamSpeak. It's under. Sorry, let's just address this real quick. So the capture should have a threshold. Yeah, there's a thing down at the bottom that says digital signal processing and remove background noise. If you turn that up a bit, it should get rid of some of the background noise and my echo and all that. You don't want to put it up too high because then we won't hear you talk, but... Okay, what were you saying, Cap?
I'm just saying, rear security.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something we need to pay attention to that we didn't pay enough attention perhaps in this thing. So we'll do we'll have a talk about that, or I'll try and remember to keep that in my trainings from here on. To have one person, well, at least when we can afford, dedicated to security. In this case, I was perhaps negligent on it because I thought that's sort of what I was doing with Steel, and Sid was also there. But
I mean, I tried to turn around and pull in every chance I could, but
fair enough, fair enough. All right, well, that we're all dismissed. If y'all want to play with the guns, have at 'em. If y'all want me to bring in a spaceship or something, I'll go ahead and drop off a couple of Pelicans or some crap y'all can play around with. But I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. See you tomorrow during the op.
alright, cool. Thanks, man.
Is there anything y'all want me to throw in before I leave? I don't suppose
Not
any of
looking
y'all are
for-
looking for or trying to fly anything or anything.
Not fly.
Alright.
I wouldn't mind.
Not tonight.
But mind driving, but not flying.
So-
I don't
6 Central.
Yes. Yes, about the same. Oh, well, a little earlier than you got in today, but yeah, that's our ops.
That's, so,
Typically they go to 8. Sometimes they last till 9. So we're already well past like the time it would have taken for an. Well, yeah, we're already this is. You can usually count on our ops ending by this time.
Alright.
By usually, I mean almost always. I don't think we have too many 3-hour ops. Last op was a little long by most people's standard. I've kind of pushed towards 9.
yeah,
When it's said and done.
I missed half of it. I missed like I was in the vehicle, crashed, and my team speak tied and all that crap. And I got into the second half of it. Yeah. Well, still fun though.
I guess.
Still fun.
See you all tomorrow.
See.
Well,
Yeah.
see you.
You said you wanted to drive around.
I might go grab one of these. Where are we?
It would be. Oh, it's NATO, not SIFT.
I should run the back of this thing.
It's force.
There's vehicles spawned in over here. Right?
Hold up a sec.
You want me to get out of it?
Yeah. Oh, I like this crosshair so much better than what I usually do. That makes Don't need a crosshair when you have this many tracers.
Fair point. Where did I drop boxes? Somewhere over here, I think. I have no idea.
Oh,
Is it
shit. I
over here?
forgot to go over that with y'all. So there's the eject doors option. Those will kill somebody. So,
I was standing right in front of it and it didn't do anything. I was really surprised.
oh, they will fuck you up though. So that you must have had something happen because I've watched people get crushed by these doors. It's fucking awesome every time it happens. Yeah, but you don't want it to be your teammate in front of you when you eject. It's a shame. I remember to say that every time except for this time. Probably because I was talking to Sid, teleporting y'all back without actually discussing how to get out. Oh, I better end my stream.
Yes.